Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another sensual episode of Vigils Remnant. So glad, so glad you've joined in. No, this isn't going to be sensual, or if it is, things have gone horribly wrong. My name is the Prankster, and welcome. I'm sure glad that you guys are here to hang out with us for the our 17th session in this game. So we're gonna. Oh, Chester, I love you. You're such a good dude. Oh, that reminds me. I got a surprise for you eventually. Not right now, but. Well, cool. Well, we're gonna go ahead and it's been a hot minute since we played, almost about 2 months. So I'm gonna have everybody introduce yourselves. And then what we're going to kind of do is I'm going to do a little bit of a lead-in, talking about some of the things that happened, but it's also going to kind of lead into like directly after what just happened, and we're going to just take off right from there. So today, Blue's already nervous. I can tell. It's so great.
I'm not nervous.
I know. You're nervous?
Surge is just cataloging weapons.
Just because you failed 3 rolls in a row, what are the chances that can happen with one of your best skills? What's the chances
Reflex,
that can happen again? Yeah. No, you'll be fine. You'll be good. Cool. Well, let's go ahead and start us off. I'm going to have everybody introduce themselves. Your real name, or at least the alias you'd like to go by. Go ahead and introduce your character. And then also we'll go ahead and... the question for today is, if there was an actor that was to play you in the movie of this, or the television show of Vigils Remnant, who would play your character and why? And we're going to go from right to left on fantasy grounds, so everybody has the same order. So that means that the person who gave me the icebreaker is going to go ahead and start us off.
Nice.
All right. Hi, guys. My name is Agitated Max. I'll be playing the role of Dirge, Hot Dish Dugan. Basically the character, I'll just sum it up as Lando Calrissian if he was from the Midwest. I think if anybody was to play Dirge, I think it would be Will Forte.
That'd be great. That's so good.
Yeah, right. Just hey, bud, how you doing there?
I love that.
But also relentlessly shit stabbing and shanking people.
Yeah. Ripping throats.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
I love the Gruber.
The Gruber's pretty good. Awesome. Cool. Thank you very much. Yeah, we got a good. That's a good get. That's all we have for our comedic part of the budget. So,
still the lowest part of the budget then.
Yeah, we've got millions of dollars left for our other people though. Okay.
You just gave me a sandwich.
I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can also upload some of these actors that you guys are talking about, like as we do it, just so that way we can. That way, those people who are like, I don't know who that is, well, you might be able to at least see real quick. At least that's the hope.
For the stream.
Rababa, I know that you're kind of having some mic issues, so we'll come back to you. Buying you time, and we're just gonna skip Cranston.
Actually, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now, but I just know you said you were gonna get on your better mic later, so I thought.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I'll do that real quick.
All right.
No problem. Go.
All right, so our friendly cat friend, why don't you go next?
I'm Bluesvakia. I play a character called Vanya Piercer, and she's a cat folk. So I would assume she would be CGI based, and I imagine her voice as Rebel Wilson.
As Rebel Wilson.
That's fun.
Oh yes. Okay, I was like, who's that? But yeah, I get you.
No,
She's Pitch Perfect, right?
Yeah.
She's got an Australian accent.
Yeah.
But would she be doing an Australian accent, or would she be doing like an American accent with the character?
Oh.
She does American.
We all
accents.
shifted.
American. but I can imagine her like being like, "Ew, gross. This is gross." You know,
Yeah,
like
she's good. She's good.
Rebel Wilson's fun. Awesome.
Okay, I'm on my better hat one. Can you hear me better?
Yeah. All right, buddy. Yeah, you're back.
All right.
Take it away.
Glad to know that it was not my headset.
Mm.
I'm Rob Zilla. Go by Rob, and actually that's my real name, but still, I'm playing a character named Cranston Earlymorn, and he is being played by Ian McDermott.
You have to look that one up.
McDermott.
Darth Sidious.
Oh yes. Okay.
If that makes it good for you.
Oh,
And
DR mid. That's spelled.
We got
Yeah.
We got Ian McDermott. That's a good one.
Dang.
Good kid.
Yeah,
You're
I
an
had
old guy.
compromising pictures.
Oh, okay. That's why he signed on.
Yeah.
you blackmailed him to join the cast.
We're gonna need you to
Yeah.
sign on for at least 3 seasons and the spin-off movie. So
I'll do
sorry,
it.
Mr.
But I'll
McDermott.
do it, damn you! But you'll pay.
Do it.
And please forgive me. I'm going to try that voice, and it's probably going to be all over the place for a while.
Oh wow.
Oh my gosh, Ian McDermott. That's a good kid.
Classical actor.
Wow.
Yeah.
He looks it from all the like pictures I'm seeing of him for sure.
Also Scottish.
Killian.
Awesome. All right, well, let's go to everybody's favorite mouse person.
Well, hello everyone. I'm Wicked Jester. Usually people just shorten it to Jester. I will be playing Maj Al Ward, a mouse, well, rat folk, that also seems to be well versed in spells and magic for some strange reason. Don't know why. But pretty sure my character, again, like would be CGI based, and I would say Steve Blum would voice him.
Who's that from?
Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated.
Oh, that's a fun voice.
Yeah, he's in like a lot of different things.
Voice
Sweet.
actor, yeah.
We just had
Is that the guy who voiced Optimus Prime or no?
Oh, you're right. I am missing Rob's. Let me go ahead and fix that really quick.
Or no?
Just gonna go ahead. Hi there, Dusty Dex. I don't think she's overreacting. All right.
He's Starscream in Transformers Prime.
Who?
He voices Starscream in Transformers Prime. I'm looking at his appearances.
What was the name of the actor again, though?
Steve Blum.
Steve Blum. All right.
He voiced Spike from Cowboy Bebop.
Okay.
He's voiced everything apparently.
So this is the person who would be doing Steven Doofenshmirtz, or Steven Doofenshmirtz is voiced by this person?
No, that's somebody else. That's another actor.
Thanks, Jester.
Let's see, and he might have been in that show, but he also voiced Zeb from Star Wars Rebels, Wolverine in like any Marvel project ever. He was Tom and Toonami. Sub-Zero.
I mean, Sub-Zero's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, I got Will Forte, I got Ian McDermott, so people can see our cast of characters. And I'm so sorry, Jester. When you were saying your thing, that person talked, and I totally got distracted. Well, so Doofenshmirtz, the voice of Doofenshmirtz is who again?
Steve Blum.
Steve Blum. Sorry, that's what I was trying to. That's what I was trying to get. Okay, cool. All right, I got everybody thus far. So now we're down to bees. All right, bees.
All right. Hi, I'm the bees. I'm playing Sir Hammond, the mighty knight of Ozum. Traditionally, he's known for defeating undead thugs, but lately he's fighting the war on drugs. And,
You just
like
had
it.
I had to bring it back. It's been a while since I did a rhyme at the beginning. And I would love him to be played by Zac Efron.
Zac Efron.
Can you even see Zac Efron as being a holy knight?
Why did that? I pictured Channing Tatum. But
We're talking
Zac
young Zac
Efron's pretty-
Efron or old Zac Efron?
Not before his
Not current
face was
Zac Efron.
completely redone, but
So normal Zac Efron. Before
yeah,
before he kind of looked like that guy from Baywatch.
yeah.
Guy that everybody loves.
Just
really hairy.
just crazy handsome and
Zac
he was
Efron.
on the Baywatch, the redo of Baywatch movie, wasn't he? I never saw it, but
I wouldn't.
I think he was on the Baywatch. Was he? I don't know, but yeah,
Yeah, it would make sense.
Just handsome, a little dumb. I think it'd be great.
All right, cool. All right, so we've got all of our people. I hope you all remember all of these actors because it's gonna come up again. Actually, it probably won't, but I'd like it to. Let me go ahead and introduce myself. My name is the Prankster. How's it going? I'm your friendly neighborhood GM. And I guess I don't really get to answer the question this week, right? Because I don't know.
No, you can have
would
a
be
voice
the
actor.
narrator.
Who would play
Narrator.
Torbafon?
Who's the narrator?
Who would be the narrator then?
Who would be
Who
the
would play-
narrator?
Who would voice literally every NPC ever?
I've got a voice for you. The guy that played Teal'c from Stargate SG-1.
Ooh, Tilt.
Oh man, can we get Morgan Freeman?
Well,
I
we
want Morgan-
we
yeah.
had a bunch of comedians, so we have room in the budget.
Yeah. You know what? Gonna go with Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman. Doesn't make any sense at all. But
That's where all the budget went to first.
yeah.
And casting Morgan Freeman first, and they're like, "Shit, who will do this for a handshake and screen time?"
I've got to say, this movie sounds really shitty.
Yes.
All right.
It's always disappointing. You're like, oh, it's so sad that actor is doing this thing.
I've got
Oh, they roped Morgan Freeman.
What
in
a
this?
great cast for such a shitty movie.
Oh, how dare you?
Our
That movie-
story's shitty.
I know.
I thought
How
it's
dare
actually
you.
pretty good.
So, for those of you who are seeing on the stream, I got all the actors up there. Zac Efron for Bees, Will Forte for Agitated Max, Ian McDermott for Cranston / Robzilla. I got both Rebel Wilsons, which is the same Rebel Wilson, but that's for Blue, and then Steve Bloom for Maj's character. Now I'm going to go ahead and get rid of them all off the screen. Actually, maybe I should have kept them up
Freeman
there.
playing.
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman.
Well, as the cat person has a person explode in front of her, she likes to think back on her life.
It's amazing. Can we
She
can we
believes
see?
she's being sneaky.
Well, you either get busy living or
He
you get
pissed me
busy.
off. He was a dick to me,
Oh,
and then
you
he
either-
turned out to be the bad guy. So
You either get busy living or you get busy exploding.
Oh my gosh. All right, well, let me go ahead and get us. I have to find out where I put all my images. I need to get rid of images I don't use anymore because I'm. Ooh, there's
Order?
Vigil. Yeah, they're piling up, and I'm like, I'm just all you know. Oh, there we go. Land around Vigil. That's the map I was looking for. Or I could have just used the images. I had them in the bottom right hand corner because I was actually using Fantasy Grounds' functionality and I totally forgot. All right, so here is a map. It's been a while, so I'm going to go ahead and it's not going to be too terribly long, but just want to give everybody the heads up. The group.
you gonna share it?
Oh my gosh, you're so needy,
yeah,
bud.
a map.
So you're so needy. The group had been traveling west from the small town of. God dang it! I don't even remember the town of anything anymore.
It was like Vigils
Last
something.
Vigil's Hope.
Vigil's
Yep,
Hope.
Vigils Hope.
Yeah. Okay. So first off, bottle cap for Blue. For remembering, bottle cap for Bees because
fuck.
of the awesome rhyme he had. Because I really.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Take it.
And I could give them out however I want to, and that's how I decided to give them out. So deal with it.
So hero points. You can keep track of hero points on
Hero points, bottle caps, however you
Yeah,
wanna
the very
phrase it.
top. Yeah, very top.
You guys are traveling west at the behest of the ruling council of Vigils Hope. They'd asked you to make your way west, specifically to go to the Orcs region of Belkzen, so that you could hypothetically and hopefully craft an alliance with them, as they were one of the only people that was able to kind of stand the tide against them, although they paid a cost dearly. Making your way west, you decided, hey, we're gonna kill some monsters and have some fun and, level up, as any good adventurer does. And I'm certain you said that exactly in character. You make your way into a kind of a deserted, barren area, which I'm pointing to on our fantasy grounds. And it is there you found this creature that had been kind of like brainwashing people's minds, removing memories. Actually did the same to Rogue's character, Asgrim, who unfortunately succumbed to it and got into a confrontation that lasted for quite some time with Sir Hammond, who is Beeze's character. Eventually, though, you make your way west more, going into this forest, just trying to get trying to get at least to the next town, city. It's there you encountered a blood hag who also turned into fire. Yeah. The encounter was deadly and almost resulted in 2, maybe even 3 deaths, but luckily you were able to run away, bravely run away.
You gave us like an extraction point. It was like, okay, you're safe.
Yeah. Well, and then I also was like, all right, you got to pass these checks, and if she sees you, we're gonna see what happens. Because she was like flying and on fire. Yeah, I was like, yeah, you guys get to here.
No.
We'll
It was
go
awful.
I specifically was just like, I blended into the foliage and was just like, we described it as the scene from Lord of the Rings when the ring wraith was searching for the hobbits and it was like right over them.
Yeah, it was pretty great. You say it was awful, but you keep coming back, Bees. You keep coming back. You keep coming back. You make your way west some more after resting up. Asgrim's been drained of blood. He still is drained of blood, actually. Finding some kind of like supplies in an open field. It's there you ask Dirge, Hot Dish, to kind of like catalog this, collect it, bring it back to Vigils Hope in a hope that it will be of help to that group, to that town. Then finally, make your way north to Nanwich. Appears to be a friendly little town. The other thing you found in the supplies was a list of drugs, weapons, and notes from the cult of the Whispering Way. Give me just a moment to say goodnight to my children.
One Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
Blue, I swear.
I've been to Mississippi. One's
by,
enough.
By the way, everyone, Blue is an antagonizer.
I'm a pusher.
You should see her in our Discord.
Blue's keeping us going.
Yeah, if it were for Blue, we'd never play again.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
The notes from the cult of the Whispering Way seem to indicate a nefarious plot by the undead to essentially push drugs in this region of Vigil in hopes of destabilizing towns, families, etc., making it more ripe for conquest. So that way the Whispering Tyrant, as well as his minions, can eventually push in, because they too have suffered losses from Belkzen and are still recovering. As they make their way into Nanwich, they find out that this town has been afflicted by this exact curse. Plenty of people, including poor people, rich people, etc., as well as apparently the Knights of Ozen, who had escaped there after the war. Well, sure enough, evening comes, and after having spoken with the doctor, getting a rogue a transfusion is the plan, the hope for the future. All of them kind of have like these little moments throughout the town. Bees girds up his loins, for lack of a better way of putting it, knowing where the Knights of Ozen are, and confronts them in their drug use. hoping to bring about redemption for them. He does his best to encourage them to stand and remember who they were. Maj has this awful, awful vision connected to the Astrodaemon that had pursued them through the astral plane on their way into the wizard's area. Frightened, he actually goes to visit Asgrim, who he himself had dreams, nightmares, remembering his time of brokenness and sorrow that had happened in Lastwall before it had fallen. Dirge is out cataloging weapons.
Like, literally.
Fastidiously. He's bringing back the paperwork. Super exciting. And
He's got a whole ledger.
And finally, Blue's character, having who is Vanya, interacted with what appeared to be a rich noble in the area.
Amanda, I turned the oven on.
Hey Rob, big excited to watch you.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry, buddy.
You're good. And finally, Blue's character had kind of stalked one of these nobles of Nanwich throughout the streets, finding, originally planning on going to his house, and I don't know, maybe she was always planning on murdering him or scaring him or stealing stuff from him. I don't know.
Getting intel? I don't know what she was doing.
But she stalked him throughout the streets, found a place where he was interacting with what appeared to be cultists of the Whispering Way. She hears everything, that he is instrumental in their plot to helping to like bring and flood this town with drugs, as well as the fact that he's apparently playing for them and trying to do everything he can in his power to bring about these means. When he comes out afterwards, armed with this knowledge and everything, she accosts him. Actually, she doesn't accost him. She straight up Assassin's Creeds him, just murders him, sticking a dagger in his neck while he is unaware, murdering him in cold blood in the streets. It is there in his last gasps, as he's like bleeding and dying out. She kind of is like opening up his shirt and all kinds of things, and she finds a couple of things. She finds what appears to be this kind of like sickly greenish tattoo over this person's chest. Seems to almost like have like veins. Almost looks like an infestation / scar / tattoo. And it's clearly in the symbol of the skull of the Whispering Tyrant. It starts to like glow and pulse, and before she can evade it, this guy's heart explodes, covering her in gore, blood, and viscera. It's in the middle of the street. This happens. The sound happens. All of it happens, and she hears lights begin to turn on as people begin to open their doors and shutters to figure out what's going on. She fails 3 rolls in a row using all of the hero points at her disposal, only to slip and fall and be in the middle of the street, covered in all of this. Now, a couple of things before we go forward, because this screams go out throughout the whole town. I think Vanya herself actually screams, correct?
Oh yeah, she's screaming.
She's screaming. And I believe it reverberates and echoes off of all the walls, so even
though it's nighttime.
Sir Hammond's character is there. Now, Cranston, we haven't talked exactly about how we're going to introduce your character. So what I'm thinking, based on what you've told...
I'm the doctor?
Oh, I thought... Oh, you're like a traveling doctor? Or you're the...
I could be. I mean...
Okay, let's make it traveling, because there was already a pre-established like doctor presence in the town. So I imagine that maybe you were like, you came in, literally you're like in the inn at night, and maybe you even hear the screams aloud as well. So just so that me and you are on the same page, that's how I'm picturing it.
That'll work.
Awesome. Now, I want to go over one more house rule that we're going to implement, which is this. I've been thinking about it a lot. For you to be able to use a hero point, you have to state it before the roll.
You can't wait until after you fail.
Correct.
Yeah.
This is just for future reference. And that also limits us to 1 hero point per roll. So, just want us to all be on the same page.
Dang. All right.
I would say, though, I would say if there's like a contesting roll, like strength versus strength or something like that, you could use 2. 1 for your roll, 1 for the enemy's roll.
That's fair
Give
too.
yourself
Impose
advantage
like
and disadvantage.
Ooh,
I would be okay if you've got the points to spend. That's fine.
We're never gonna use the hero points because
I know. I'm always.
You never know when you're gonna fail.
When there's an important role, you're like, I'm gonna.
I use them as soon as I get them.
Yeah.
Like because like you get 1 every session,
Yeah.
Yep.
so might as well, you know.
Gonna go ahead and move
Right.
this
Yeah,
over
but you
to-
usually
Sorting
like
them
to
will do
save
you
that for
nothing.
like emergencies.
Yeah, I normally use it in emergencies because there's an emergency every session.
I know.
All right.
Actually.
So I've got some pretty fun images to share that I found, and I want to go ahead and
My eyes.
get him. So we're gonna go ahead and start off our session in the alleyway in the street of Nantwich, which I imagine is where Blue is. We've already set the scene with what's going on. The lights are coming on. Doors are opening. Actually, I need to change the music now. Something a little bit more fitting. Yes.
Oh, I can't carry my token on there.
No.
You can't?
No.
No.
Oh,
We can't
you-
drop our tokens.
Oh, that's right. That's a Roll20 thing. That's okay. I will drop your token, Vanya. Bloop. There it is.
I'm so small.
Teeny tiny Vanya.
Blow it up. And go ahead so you can move it around. And right now you're just covered in gore and good and viscera and grossness.
Little bone shards like in the blood.
This is where we are. Doors are opening, people are standing, and they already see you. And I imagine like screams of horror as they kind of see all of this. What are you doing, Vanya?
I have 2 options.
Yeah, work it out. Work it out.
Option number 1, she runs away and tries to stealth hide. Option number 2 is she plays it out and she deceives everyone, saying that it wasn't her, she saw someone else, and she came out to help him.
You tell me what you want to do. It's your character.
Oh no, it's gonna be dice roll. Evens option 1,
Gotcha.
odds option 2.
Okay, so
Or-
option 1 is running away.
Yes.
What would
Anya.
what would Vanya do? Okay. All right, so option 1 is running away. Option 2 is deception.
She has both abilities because she's very stealthy. She's very like, okay, I got to get the heck out of here. Or 2, she can lie. What would Vanya do? Like,
Okay, go for what a wild venereal.
okay, so
She tries to run.
no, option 2 was to deceive,
Oh my
which
gosh.
is odds,
Shit.
wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
It was, yeah, evens was. Okay, so here's Vanya. She's in the mud. She had just stabbed him. She opened up his chest and it exploded all over her. And she failed so hard. She fell down onto her back. She slipped on the mud, and you can see her. She's screaming, staring at this. She's more concerned about the blood all over her body because she hates it. Right now, it's in her fur. It's in her claws. Now she's on the mud, and she's just kind of like on her butt with her arm, like she's just kind of crawling backwards, and she's just screaming. And frantically, she yells out, "Someone help." Help, please.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me deception. And you suck, Chester.
Are you sending you a message? Is he DMing you?
No, he redeemed. Do a funny voice right at this like.
Oh,
moment.
that's really funny.
Okay, so with the new rule,
I
and I have an extra one, I'm gonna use a hero point to roll this twice and use the better result.
Yes.
Okay.
That is correct.
Okay.
Now, I'm gonna set a DC.
Mhm.
I'm setting the DC. I feel like decently high because this is you are in a shit position.
I wondered, don't mean to interrupt, but I was curious what the condition of this noble town lord is. Like, is he like unrecognizable if he exploded?
His face is recognizable. His
Okay,
chest,
all right,
his
fair,
chest
fair.
looks like it looks like after a 50
He
cal
exploded.
exploded out the front.
Gross.
Roll one.
Casey.
Should have called for that bottle cap before you rolled.
I did.
Did you? missed
I
it.
did.
Oh, he did say you used a hero point before he did it. Nice.
Okay. Cool.
Did I make it?
You'll find out.
For fuck's sake.
Did you get off on the withholding? Yes, I did. So yeah, these townspeople like come out the doors, and there's like horrified screams, people pointing, and this one lady looks to be kind of like older, and she's like, "Oh, look at that cat! I can't believe he should kill that man! She would kill that man! Oh, I can't believe what she did!" So there's your funny voice, Chester.
No! I didn't kill him. Someone else came up and killed him. I was just checking to see if he's all right, and then he exploded.
And you can just hear like the murmur of like whispers and like taunts and jeers and people like pointing and like lights flickering on and torches coming, and it's like I imagine like the camera like looks at a horrified Vanya in the middle of all of this as it kind of like pulls away and like up, and it's looking like as if it was looking right down at your skull, and you can see like the row of houses with different fires and people fighting just to get through.
Nice.
And so it is it's a shitstorm, and it looks really bad. Do you want me to tell you what the DC was?
25.
25.
It was 25. I'm like not even joking. So people, so yeah, that's what it looks like. So it's like pulling up ahead up top, and you know, you can see like the circle of fire and Vanya. Let's go ahead and Maj, back in the tavern, you yourself hear a scream. You recognize it as Vanya rather. Asgarim had this terrible nightmare, and he was like sitting there comforting you, and I imagine like he hears it as well, and he kind of like starts, he like gets up, and then he like, it's like, you know how you get that feeling of like the blood rushing to your head if you stand up too quickly? Keep in mind he's like drained of blood, and so he does that, and like his eyes kind of like roll back into his head, and he just like falls over on the bed, just kind of like unconscious. You can see his eyes are closed. You go over, you can feel him breathing. He's okay. And you surmise that it's probably because he just passed out because of the lack of blood. You are muted.
No, my mic was just too far away.
Okay.
Well, it seems like the cat has found herself in trouble once again. So I leave my good friend here to go save a cat. Or do I stay with my good friend and see to his condition, his malady?
After
And he
all
kinda
this time,
He
he
kind of
doesn't think
ponders.
I'm his friend.
Kind of ponders. He has food. He has water. He's in bed. Guess I'll go see what the hell the cat did this time. And Maj will make sure to cover him up, throw a little damp towel on his forehead, and just make sure that he's all set and ready. And head out the tavern.
While you're in the tavern, you, I imagine, at that same moment, kind of like on your same floor, sharing a hallway with you, is somebody who just opened a door. And Rob, why don't you describe what your character looks like?
You're looking at a middle-aged dwarf, wrinkles around his eyes. His pate is somewhat scarce, maybe to baldness. Grayish, iron gray beard, bushy eyebrows. Looks like he's got pretty good dark circles under his eyes. Kind of right now looks like he's in night clothes. So he was probably awakened by all the commotion. Well, he does though have a fairly stout hammer in his hand. So
Excuse me, sir. I have to get past you in order to probably go save one of my friends.
think that she could use some extra help. Oh, not this kind. Not this kind. And he pulls out a charm around his neck, and you see a holy symbol.
Maji is deeply religious.
And his
Completely.
religion is atheism.
You're another one of those.
Yes, I am.
I don't know why.
It's okay.
I'm picturing Maj being played by that guy from The Mummy, who was Benny.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who was like, I'll subscribe to any religion as long as it saves my life, you know? Like, there's the point where the mummy's coming at him, and he's like bringing up all these different holy symbols, and then he brings up the Star of David, and he starts speaking in Hebrew, and the guy's like, the language of the slaves. It's my favorite freaking.
Yeah.
I love scumbag characters like that. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
I love a scumbag.
You're another one of those.
I'm afraid I am.
What, pray tell, deity that you choose to believe in that may or may not exist?
Oh, Torag exists.
My noble steed was a knight of last war, and he prays to this Adamade, or it doesn't matter.
A dime a dozen.
If you're going to come help us, help me, I might be able to help you with some coin, but I think you should get the rest.
I go hastily don armor.
Awesome. That takes 5 minutes.
It's medium, so
There are rules for that.
yeah, I know. I think it's
In 2E? I don't know.
Let's tell you what, this seems like a good moment to, you run into your room and we begin hearing the sounds of you changing, and Maj is out there impatiently waiting. And I'll let you look that up.
Looking at a non-existent wristwatch.
I swear, it's another one of these religious freaks. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Why don't you look that up while we transition to a different part, which is Max Dirge. Now, you knew where the crew was roughly headed. I know that you were taking care of all this documentation. So what is Dirge doing? Is he near the city? Is he nearing the city? Is he in the city? What's going on?
Yeah, he's excited to meet back up with his friends after a day of just tedium, just the most doldrum sort of stuff, but he's ready. He's ready to see his friends again. He's got a notebook that has like everything written down, cataloged. We've got 1 + 1 whatever, 2 masterwork whatevers. We've got however much we got. And he's like, all right, gonna go meet my friends. Oh, it's getting a little late outside. He's like right outside of the town as he's finally coming up, and then he hears the commotion or whatever. And he's like, please, oh dear God, please don't be there. Please.
So you hear the scream in the distance, maybe the rhubarb humbug going on.
Gee, bud.
And we'll transition.
I can't leave these guys for 5 minutes.
So we see you jogging, running, walking into the city?
No, I'm walking. I am not letting anybody know that I'm with these people. I am a concerned citizen for anyone else will know.
Fun.
Yeah. I want to survey the situation from afar and discover what's going on.
Awesome.
Before I join.
Awesome. Okay, Bees. We last saw you in what appeared to be a drug den of sorts, with several Knights of Ozen. 5 minutes sounds good. When we come around to you, you'll be good. You had confronted them, maybe even winning at least one of them to your side, and 4 of them, the other 4 appear to be kind of like lost in a drugged out stupor. You've heard the scream, you recognize the voice.
Oh yeah, I think again, one of the mottos of followers of Iomade is "Used blade never dulls," and I'm like preaching at them. Again, only one of them really starting to like chin up and really like have a little bit of life behind the eyes. But I'm just preaching that a used blade never dulls. It's a reminder to keep our bodies ready and when mind sharp. As a challenge could arise at any moment. And then I hear Vanya screaming outside.
Perfect timing.
Challenge can arise at any. I'm sorry. I'll be right back.
I love that.
And don't go. And then I'll go outside to check on, because I know it's her.
I'm gonna roll something really quick. I'm gonna make it be secret. Actually, yeah, I think all my rolls are secret unless I. Oh no, I gotta put them in the little dice tower, and then you can't see what I roll.
I can see the shadow. I can see the shadows.
No, and by that I mean. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So as you leave, and you run off, this one guy, is standing there, kind of alone. His 4 other buddies on the ground, lying around. He looks around, and he's already kind of like shaking, and he's just repeating, "A used blade never dulls. A used blade never dulls." He kind of like keep repeating it, and he looks to like one of like the kind of like straw beds where everything's kind of going on, and he sees a vial that appears to be full. You see sweating, and we see him look at it and blink as we cut back to Vanya. Vanya, at this point in time, people are kind of like surrounding you. They clearly see you. The town guard has kind of like shown up, and
They were in a bag.
they're like, "What's going on? What's going on?"
What?
And they see you.
Oh my God!
Covered in blood.
Rob, your mic, buddy.
Yeah, you're mic. They see you covered in blood. They see the body right next to you, and they see everybody pointing at you, and they're like, "You, we're gonna have to take you in. This is not. We're gonna have to take you in." And people are shouting. And like almost like a mob is formed as they're all like, "Yeah, she did it! She did it!" Is Vanya resisting? Is she doing anything like that, or is she?
So Vanya her eyes are like wide, her fur's caked in blood, and like everything's just standing on end right now. And then she sees the guard for the first time, and she is still making it sound like it wasn't her. So she's like, oh my god, thank god you're here. And she gets down on, she gets off of her hind end, and she then gets on her knees and her hands, and she crawls over to the guard, and she's like, please, sir, please, it was the most awful thing I've ever seen. Don't believe anyone that's saying anything around me. It's this man in black cloaks came up to this guy and just killed him. And I went to go check to see if he was all right, and he just exploded all over me. And I sir, and she's just like frantically, like her bloody hands are like clawing at she's like trying to grab the cloak of the guard, like desperate. Her eyes are like, they're just full of fear. They're wide. She's trembling. She's really good at doing what she needs to do. Look.
Yeah.
She's like, she's not resisting, but she's definitely pleading.
Got you. Okay, so yeah, you're pleading with them, and there's like only 3 or 4. Keep in mind the people, like the amount of guards that there are have been diminished. I need to roll something here. They look at you and they're like, you're gonna have to come with us, at the very least, and then for your own safety. And then one other guy kind of like pushes the other one out of the way, and he's just like, for your own safety, she murdered someone. And the other guy kind of like comes up and grabs you underneath your arm, and the two of them kind of like begin like carting you off. As that is going on, the other guard, who's kind of like, who seemed to be more well-meaning, like puts up his hands, and he's like, everyone, we're taking care of this. Just go back to sleep. Go back into your homes. Go back into your homes. Everything will be fine. At this point in time, like the 2 guards like have you in tow, and I imagine it's at this point in time, like you run into Beeze's character, who's making his way down the streets, and he sees you. At this point, the whole town is lit up. There's a scream, like there are torches ablaze. Sir Hammond walks, and you see 2 guards with a blood-soaked Vanya, just like her, carrying her, one on each arm.
Yeah, I would immediately. What is the meaning of this? Why have you arrested this woman?
We believe she may have murdered a high rank, a noble in the area.
Sir Hammond just kind of look at her sideways. Is this true?
Good.
What these men say?
It is not. No, okay, so I was following him, but there's this like men in cloak that he was meeting with, and the argument, they had an argument. I heard them talking about drugs, and then they got in, and they killed him.
And you see in the background of the crowd that has kind of surrounded you, you see Dirge being like, like you lock eyes with him, and he's like,
You're talking locking eyes with Vanya or with her?
Well, with Vanya. All
right,
he's like,
I got you back.
He like whispers to you like,
okay, oh, your mic cut out. What was that?
I whisper, I've never been so proud. Like I emphasize the words so you know, like you can read my lips.
It's like he knows I actually killed him. Little shit.
Hey, good job.
No, she's saying someone else killed him, and she was trying to make sure he was okay, and then he exploded on her. That is her story, and that's what she's sticking to it.
What is it? What do we need? What do you need to resist a deception check in 2E? Is it just will?
Seems like perception. So it's their version of
I think you're correct.
sense motive, right?
I think it's perception. I'm gonna use that 24. That's the number you rolled. So I'm gonna like that. You keep saying the same lie. It doesn't make sense that I'd get you to roll it again. So go ahead and roll a perception for me to see if you can see through it. Also say I imagine like Dirge. Yeah, you snuck into the town at this rate. You're like you're also like, oh my god, this terrible person.
I can't believe that someone was murdered by someone, and I'm trying to shift the blame away from directly her.
An assassination? How
an
awful.
assassination by someone? By someone? Man, that someone should really feel guilty. I mean, I would feel guilty.
I guess I'm perceiving her lie, kind of what she, like her sense motive of what she's saying and why.
Sure.
But also, the talk of cloaks, and obviously I know about drugs in town. We know, the letters told us that the Whispering Way is active in here, didn't it?
Yes.
I mean, so it seems like I would have a sense of what she's talking about.
You believe her.
I believe her lie.
Yeah.
Somebody else killed him.
And I'll at this point I'm coming up and like, well, still who died? I heard somebody.
Nobleman Garrus. Nobleman Garrus was killed in the streets in cold blood. All we know right now is that his chest was. It looks like a horror scene. It looked like
it blew up.
His chest blew up, according to her, and I imagine maybe like every now and then you're struggling, they're kind of holding you in tow. Yes, Nobleman Garrus, who is nothing but a positive influence on this town, who did nothing but to help it. He might have been harsh in some ways, but he has done much for this town. We need to take this woman in for questioning, and they continue to just like walk away with her in tow.
I think
that's a bit of a up shit creek without a paddle situation there, bud.
Yeah, I think Sir Hammond just freezes and just thinks like, his chest exploded. What on earth?
Like,
if
you're trying for an assassination, don't like explode his chest. Like, that's the worst thing to do. You just kill them and put them in a hay bale, and they'll find them a day later. What you do?
I guess. I mean, as far as Sir Hammond is concerned.
I was
let
gonna
them
say,
drag you away.
Oh.
So,
you follow?
I think I might. I think I'm stunned by this information. I'm just thinking like.
But does
I'm not going to interfere with the local law.
Does Dirge have to roll a perception too?
Yeah, Dirge, you have to roll a perception as well.
Oh shoot, sorry.
We're all gonna believe her.
She has a very good deception.
Well, no one in town believed her, but we do. Why is RDC lower than theirs?
What? No. No, you're with the rest of the town.
Yeah, I believe her.
Yeah.
Like, I got you.
Her deception is that she's trying to convince people that she didn't kill.
Right.
Oh, that's a good point then, B. So actually,
Yeah.
I guess you would think that she actually did. Wait. No.
Everyone in town didn't believe her at 24. Why would I believe her at 24?
Got you. Okay, so part of it was the circumstances.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of people in town. The lights, the door. She was with the body, covered in blood. It was dead. So it makes sense that you guys wouldn't. Not only that, but you're friends with her. So yeah, Dirge, you 100% believe she is telling the truth and that she did not kill this guy.
Oh, now I'm disappointed because I thought she had murdered him, and now I'm like, "You're innocent."
Missed the chance.
Damn it!
This is someone else better at killing than us.
Okay. At this point in time, again, this will be a
They
good
were wearing black coats.
This will be a good way to convene the entirety of the party, especially this conversation. You see Maj coming towards the group. Maj, at this point in time, you and this new cleric, Cranston, are rounding the corner, just kind of following the commotion, at which point you see 2 town guards with Vanya in tow, covered in blood.
I didn't know it was something to do with her.
So can all of us converge?
Does this thing? Yeah. Does this thing happen? Kind of thing happen often?
You never know what to expect from the cat.
Oh, thrown under the bus.
My friends, you believe me, right?
I definitely do believe you, but we're gonna have to figure this out. I'm gonna have to do some forensics.
Go ahead,
And
Jester.
Look at the gaping chest cavity.
Yeah, Jester and Robzilla, both of you guys go ahead and roll me a perception checks to see if you are deceived by Blue.
The only person who I think can beat it is Wicked Jester.
I could have beaten it. I didn't roll well enough.
This is supposed to be perception checks from both of you, because sense motive has been rolled into perception.
Nope.
Okay, I'm having issue. How do I roll with this again?
Oh, double click the box to the far right. The total.
Gotcha.
Under total.
He's got a plus 14 on that. I only got a plus 11.
There we
There
go.
we go.
Woohoo!
Perception.
Cranston,
All right,
I mean,
Sounds legit to me.
Does he not have any proficiency in perception?
you gotta have proficiency in perception. Do you not? Do we not?
Do you do any proficiencies?
He's got plus
We
4.
have to work on your character sheet.
I've got +4. I rolled a 1.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it says no proficiency though.
Yeah, you don't. It says you're not trained.
Oh,
You would
and your- yeah,
definitely
your
be
proficiencies-
trained.
I mean, you choose your proficiencies. You may not
You
have
might
chosen.
even be an expert in it as a cleric. It's something you're automatically granted at class creation.
Gotcha.
So let's
do
just
that for me.
That's okay. Sometimes
The
it
most
misses.
oblivious.
I mean, he still rolled a natural 1. We can adjudicate that later, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. We can
still
adjust
take it still takes that down. Yeah.
Yeah. Although he's got a plus 12. That's pretty good. So yeah, no, you believe her lie. Out of everybody in the party, the one who's already distrustful of Vanya is the one who's actually able to see through her deception. And so Maj, maybe it's just the natural enmity between the two of you, but you don't believe her. And you feel like pretty confident that she's lied. That she did kill this person.
You just see Maj kind of.
Yep. We're gonna have to save her somehow.
So now at that point in time, they carry her off. Here's what we're gonna do. I already showed Blue this because it was a possibility in my preparation from the previous game. But we're gonna put Blue's character in jail.
In fantasy jail, as the
Fantasy
art called.
jail. I put fantasy jail.
She's in there with a
So-
giant.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna put Vanya's head on the
There you go.
person, so that way it looks like she's the one in there. So yeah, so Vanya is unless you are specifically trying to break away, get away from them, they will just escort you to jail. Now, I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying that in order to kind of keep things moving, that's the natural progression.
I didn't kill my wife. Who's gonna run?
I don't care.
Only guilty run.
Okay, so then you're gonna go.
Yeah, I'm in jail.
All right, so
She's not
I was
resisting.
gonna be like, so you run?
She's not resisting. She's telling her side of the story, and she's why only the guilty would resist and try and get away.
Absolutely. Vanya, as they bring you into the jail for this town, they will take all of your equipment away. You are not going to have any equipment unless you specifically tell me you're trying to hide something. In good conscience, I cannot let you hide. I can't let you hide anything that is 1 bulk or higher. You might be able to hide 1 item of 0.1 bulk. And that is if you're attempting to do it. I'm going to have you roll a thievery check, I think. That would cover sleight of hand. So unless you're not trying to hide anything, in which case they're just going to take everything away.
How much does a dagger weigh?
How much does a dagger weigh? I think it would probably be 0.1 bulk. It's not.
Like your inventory.
Yeah.
A dagger is 0.1 bulk. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, because I had. No, she probably dropped the fucking dagger. Because it's
That's a good
still in his
point.
throat.
This bloody dagger covered in his blood.
She slipped. She failed a reflex throw. I'm imagining she lost the dagger.
Okay. Are you trying to hide anything else?
Evidence.
Yes, she's gonna try and. She's got.
What?
What? Yeah, I totally want to hide the suspicious-looking vial that's in my backpack right now that nobody else knows that I have.
Did you steal some of the drugs?
Yeah.
Oh no! This is going from bad to worse. Okay. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
This is gonna be so bad. Okay. Let's go.
Do you remember? You remember when we first found the cache?
I did. I almost forgot about it.
That's right. You snuck some.
I
drinks
snuck
away.
something. Nobody saw it.
She seemed like such a nice cat.
You can conceal an object somewhere other than your person, such as among. Okay, so stealth. I'm gonna say stealth or thievery. You know, I think for you they're the same. Oh no, you got a bit more to stealth.
My stealth is plus 15.
Yeah, let me
Yeah.
check thievery.
I'm
Palming
going
a
to have a
small. Yeah, they would be thievery. Palming an object. It's the first one. So thievery is what you're trying to do. Let me go ahead and set the DC.
You can always like drug mule it and eat it. Eat the vial.
No, but
I wasn't gonna say that, but
What were you gonna say?
shove it up your butt.
Oh no.
I said I wasn't gonna say that. But I was gonna say like drug mule, like just eat it real quick.
Oh my god! And that's how she becomes addicted as well.
Ah,
Character development. It's the best.
The development is you become a drug addict. Okay, just roll me the thievery check, and I'm gonna find this. What are you looking for? Now you did not say. Okay, that is enough. So you're able to at least hide the suspicious vial on your body. Meanwhile, they take all of your other equipment. I'm not gonna go through the drudgery of emptying out your entire inventory. That'd be too much of a pain in the ass. Plus, I trust you. I don't think we have to worry about that. Yeah, so you're able to palm it as they kind of like open up the door, like, you know, after they've like taken all your equipment away, they push you in. You're probably still yelling that you're innocent. But yeah, it's not looking good for old Vanya.
I didn't do it. He blew up on me. You have to believe me. Also, do you have some water? I gotta get this blood off me.
Be drenched in the blood of your guilt.
It's not mine.
All right, so that is Vanya. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take everybody else's characters here. Asgrim is asleep. Maj, gonna put you on this little street. Sir Hammond.
so Dirge will want to have a conversation with Sir Hammond. So she totally didn't do it, right? You and I are both on the same page here.
I don't know what she
Wait,
did.
are you guys gonna have this conversation in front of everyone? Is there still a
well,
crowd
there's
around?
a lot of people around, but we're trying.
I think she
I think there's
totally didn't do it. Like, as in, he knows she didn't do it. Like, because I rolled a 1 on trying to determine whether or not you were lying. So, like, which is a little bit more disappointing. I'd kind of hoped that she had, stuck it to the nobility in a very literal sense.
Rob,
But,
I gotta get your character on there too.
She can't explode a chest cavity. I've never seen her do that with a gun before. We would have heard it.
Yes. So what I'm thinking is, you find the evidence that she didn't do it, and I pull him aside from where the rest of like the congregation of people is, like, and I extricate her from the situation there.
Kind of stay with my like passive perception. I mean, my perception score is plus 10. I think we see her dagger sticking out of the dude's neck still. Be like, well, that's
You did say that you probably left it there. Like you literally said that.
It was like a slit throat, but also she probably dropped it when he exploded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, cause that's a lot of reflex saves to miss.
Yeah.
And she
That's
didn't
fair.
like necessarily stick it in his throat. She like,
Probably slashed it.
yeah.
Well, nonetheless, I appreciate you keeping yourself accountable like that.
Let those
thank you.
poor dice rolls mean something.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, so Cranston, I got you on the combat tracker, and I also got you on the map. So there you guys are.
Well, I made myself big.
Yeah,
if you
that's fine.
press Control and mouse wheel, you can change your size.
All right, so at this point, all of you are gathered together on the street, including this new person who just showed up. Really quick, Cranston and Hammond, you look at one another. Cranston, do you have any particular symbols on you that represent any affiliations you might have? And the question goes for you as well, Hammond.
Yeah, you can tell from the armor that he's wearing, the shield that he's holding. It very faded, but looks like it was the sigil of Lastwall.
Wow. Okay. So yeah, I would be.
I think he's a drug dealer.
Yeah, I would definitely be wearing my Knight of Ozum last wall sentry gear, and it's kept up as clean as possible. It's dented and ripped, but it is shiny and polished. I try to keep it as tidy as I can. But yeah, so I'm obviously a Knight of Ozum from the last wall.
Okay.
And, yeah.
All of you are in this street. At this point in time, you guys tell me what you want to do. I don't really need to push us around anymore. All of you are together. You're in the street. She is in jail. We're going to get opportunities to come back to you, Blue. Don't worry. But that's the current situation. Where are you guys going? What are you guys doing?
I wish to work out a plan to break her out of prison. I know she went by willingly, but I would like to attempt to work towards that.
I just want to make certain. There's been some discussion about going to look at the body, but there's been nobody formally saying that they're going to go there.
I think that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I think that's. I'm so confused by the chest exploding. Death by chest explosion doesn't make sense, and I think
Does anybody mention this, by the way? Because I'm still kind of trying to catch up from everything. My character is.
Yeah, I think I might talk to Maj about it too. Darius was talking to me about how she didn't do it right, and I would just say we've never seen her explode a chest before. I mean, I've seen her do a lot of deadly things, but exploding a chest cavity makes no sense.
So you're just saying this out loud so he can hear you.
And I would probably I assume Maji and his new friend would come up and over, and I would share this with Maj as well.
My ears definitely perk up at that and say that sounds strange.
Oh, Vanya definitely did this. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
She seemed nice. She seemed sincere.
She's rarely sincere.
Really quick, Dirge, are you going to take part in this, looking at the body discussion, or are you just going to go off and make a plan?
I will take part of it, and then I will go off to make a plan.
10-4.
Yeah.
Just wanted to be on the same page.
I don't know if we want to just hand wave it, do dice rolls, but I really want to find that dagger and just snatch it up, grab it so that there isn't incriminating evidence for Vanya. That's what I want to do immediately.
Is that what a paladin would do?
That's what I would do.
That's what a friend would do when he knows his friend is in danger.
Here's the thing.
You're in jail.
I think that I see it, and I know that it's evidence, and so I would snatch it up immediately. as evidence that this is her dagger. She did. I don't know how she would explode a cavity, but this is her knife. This is her dagger. I would say to my friends.
Let's do this. You guys make your way over to the body. You see a nobleman there. You hear people crying, kind of weeping. Some little kids are like, "Oh, look at that dead body!" They're kind of like trying to poke it with a stick. Guards like, "Stop that! What are you doing?" Kind of like brushing them away. There's the guard, like I said, who is there at the scene, trying to like keep everybody at bay, and he is by the body. Are you observing from a distance, or are you getting closer? Because if you're going to get closer, you're going to have to contend with the guard, even if it's just a discussion. It's the reason I need to know.
I'm walking straight toward it.
Okay. The guard sees a dwarf coming, and he goes, "Excuse me, sir. There's a crime scene. We have some other guards on the way. So
you're racist then. You see the dwarf coming up, and you think, oh, gee, we gotta stop the dwarf." And I'm like trying to bluster so that Sir Hammond can go like move past him. I'm trying to distract him. Like,
that's so bad. I mean, Break makes an excellent point. Like, being sneaky and lying and deceptive is not my strong suit.
Yeah, I am not going to be like let you be sneaky. I'm going to be deceptive for you and loud and. So my buddy here, and then I'm like, "What's your name?"
Oh no, I feel like Sir Hammond is just.
I'm not talking to Sir Hammond. I'm talking to the door. My buddy here is a healer. He's gonna try and see if he can do anything to save this man. And you just because he is a dwarf, you think he's gonna use some rock magic on him? Oh, gee, that's some racist stuff. What you think this is 1093? Oh,
I look the guard straight in the eye and say, "Please ignore him. I'm going to go. I would like to go examine the body. I do have some experience in this sort of dealing."
Okay.
Can I roll a deception to try to distract?
And I also kind of pull out the holy symbol and kind of, wiggle it at them.
Okay. So first things first. Just because it might aid in something, go ahead and roll me. What are you rolling to do this bluster? This bluff?
Deception.
Roll me deception. I'm gonna say the DC is. Oh, geez.
Natural 20?
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
The DC was 33, so good job. No. So no, that works. He's clearly very distracted by you. He's like, no, I'm not racist. No, I know. I have friends who are dwarves. I have lots of friends who are dwarves. So they're like my best friends. We go out to the bar every night. And
my first girlfriend was a dwarf.
Yes. And he's just like, he's on his back foot. And he's like, no, please. No, yes, absolutely. Go ahead and look at the body. And he pats the dwarf on the back.
Excuse me.
Mom,
yes.
During all this.
See? Racist? No. Would a racist guy do that?
Racist would let a random dwarf.
I'm the least racist person you've ever met.
A racist would let a random dwarf into a crime scene.
Yeah. Okay, so you're there. Sir Hammond, I assume you're walking towards it. Maj, what are you doing?
Maj is literally just standing back, maybe against a wall, watching all this unfold. He's just
your microphone hates you, by the way.
It's like muffled all of a sudden.
It's very muffled.
How's that?
Still there.
Hit and miss.
But you have made your point, so I will go ahead and have you just like leaning against the wall, just kind of like looking at all of this, shaking your head. Is that fair, West Jester?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Cool. All right. Hammond, are you doing anything before we get to Rob? Just watching?
Again, I think my eyes would just lock onto her dagger and know that it's hers and that there's fresh blood on it.
Roll a perception check just to see.
All right, fair.
Just to see.
Watch me roll in that one. Okay, I see.
Okay, yeah, no, you definitely see the dagger. You'd be able
I recognize her, her gear.
Yeah, you recognize her gear. It's covered with blood. All right, Rob.
Yeah.
Now, you don't know that's her dagger, Rob, but you do. Roll me a medicine check to see if you can kind of.
So, two things.
Sure.
I don't care that it's her dagger, really. I'm more interested in the exploding of the chest. I do have lore undead as well, and occultism. So if any of those would be useful either.
Lore undead.
Yes.
I have that too.
Okay. I tell you what.
Prudent for this campaign to have Laura undead.
How'd you
First,
did you take the? I'm sorry. Did you take the feat tree or the thing that I did?
Maybe.
All right. So first things first. Roll me a medicine check. We'll get to the occult lore undead, but it would make sense that you need to recognize what the wound is first.
24?
Okay. Yeah. So I wish I had the DCs in front of me, but I'm pretty certain that that's a pass at this level. I meant to go look at this earlier. So yes, I'm going to say that that's a pass. You look at it and you realize that this is a wound that has exploded out from the chest.
Xenomorph.
As you're also looking at it, yeah, very xenomorph-like. The other thing that kind of like strikes you is that there doesn't appear to be an entry wound from the back. So it doesn't doesn't look like maybe. Are you actually moving the body? Or no?
I would probably look and see if there was an entry wound.
Okay, so yeah, you don't see an entry wound from the back. It looks like something has
Odd.
exploded out from his chest, which is very odd. You also would be able to notice with that medicine check that there is a stab wound in the neck. And you would be able to see the bloody dagger right there. Now, you wouldn't be able to ascertain what came first, but you see those two wounds. Doesn't appear that there are any other wounds. There might also be some, maybe some shrapnel on his under jaw from, the rib cage exploding.
Okay. This was an explosive event. Something caused his entire innards to become his outards.
Is that your professional medical opinion?
I believe it is.
His innards to become his outer.
I want you to roll me occultism, because that would, with everything kind of going on, that would it's like Spidey senses. Oh shit!
Natural 20, baby.
Dang, bro.
Yep. Okay. So yes, you are familiar with multiple occult rituals where essentially people can be not necessarily bound, not necessarily enslaved, but that they can receive almost like a tattoo, scarification, kind of a combination of both across their chest to kind of signify who they would belong to. Who they're devoted to. And so that brings up the lore undead. Go ahead and roll me a lore undead check.
23.
You're a doctor?
I'm a cleric. But I'm trained in medicine, I'm trained in lore undead.
Okay.
I'm trained in occult.
Okay. So, the final piece of the puzzle that you're able to kind of think through is, especially with your time as a healer over the last however many 2 years since Tarbafon has kind of burst forth into this area, you have noticed this same exact cause of death on at least a couple of other people. There is ample reason to believe, at least from your very professional opinion. Granted, there's no evidence, physical evidence that you could show other people. but that Tarbafon has been essentially conscripting, or at least his lieutenants, the people who follow him, the Whispering Way, have been like conscripting what appears to be people from the area to kind of like do their will, to kind of blend in.
So conscripting or like actually recruiting? Because those are two separate things. Like, are they kidnapping people and forcing them to, or?
That part is the thing that you're not certain of, Cranston. You know that this ritual exists. You know that the Whispering Way has been engaging with it on people, turning them. Essentially, it's the way that I can describe this particular ritual is, if for some reason they become compromised, whatever that might look at like within the eyes of Tarbafon and the cult of the Whispering Way, this tattoo, this scar, is essentially a fail-safe to keep their mouths shut.
So what I want to do is look at the guard and say, "Get me your superior as soon as you can. I need to speak with them."
Tarbafon, that's such a cool villain name.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So he's like, I have to guard the scene, but I can direct you to where the town guard is, the barracks. And I imagine that after a few moments, a few other guards show up and they're kind of like trying to help. Because of like how graphic and big this is, one of them may have like a headpiece or some type of insignia that indicates that they're kind of a superior officer. They've come to kind of like take command of the scene, so to speak.
Excuse me, please, over here. I must speak with you.
Yes, you'll have to pardon me. I am doing my best to take care of this, but
it's all about this. Come look at this. Come here. Look right here.
Okay. And he will go on over there and look.
I show him the exploded chest, and I start speaking with him and tell him essentially...
There's your problem right here.
Yeah. Well, this was not a typical human. This was an agent, probably of Tarbathon, this Whispering Tyrant.
I'm sorry. Why would you? What? This is Nobleman Garrus. He is one of the more vocal people in our community, but I doubt anyone would kill. Well, no, that's not true. There's some people who.
Okay, well, he might be vocal, but he also had his chest explode outward with enough force to lodge his rib cage into his chin.
Somebody may have shot him from behind. There's all manner.
Oh,
of
really?
alchemy that can
Show me the hole in his back.
So you take him over there and you show him the hole, and he's like,
"Look at this! Look here! Look at this!"
The fucking music from NCIS starts popping on, or it's just like the inspecting music.
I was there when last wall fell. I was there when the Whispering Tyrant gained his total subjugation of the land. For the last 2 years, have been doing nothing but fighting undead. This is not the first time I've seen this. This will hopefully be the last, but I doubt it. You had an agent in your midst who was gleefully telling him everything he saw, heard, smelled, and felt.
So you're saying this, just to be clear, you're saying this like in the middle of the street with the supervisor, correct?
In a hushed tone, but yes.
Okay, that's specifically what I wanted to get at, was the hushed tone.
I was gonna say, do I overhear this? Does anyone overhear this?
I mean, that's a good question. Would you have...
Are you trying to hide that from the other fellow knight of Ozum or fellow?
No, no, I'm not trying. I'm trying to not cause a citywide panic.
Yeah.
But I'm not screaming it. But I am hushing it down a bit. If you strain to hear me, you could probably hear most of what I'm saying. So roll a perception check. I'm just kidding. That's not my roll. That's not my fault.
I think Maj, you said you're just sitting up listening to the wall. I imagine. Why don't you go ahead?
Yeah.
Why doesn't everybody give me a perception check, and we'll go from there.
Right.
I'm going to give everybody, because you're focused on the dwarf, because you're focused on this, the DC is going to be, we'll say, 17.
Do you want to give a performance check instead? See what the DC would be?
Oh my god.
You know what? That's fun. Let's go ahead and do that.
And by the way, guys, flat performance check.
Oh, +0.
There you go.
Okay, so there is no critical failing on skill checks, as we know. So, Dugan, Hammond, Ward, that means you guys can all hear. But because the performance check is the DC, that means it's also the DC for anyone else to hear as well.
Everyone in town starts freaking out. Time of fun!
Let me go ahead and roll in front of you guys. That is
You
a
hear
11.
you hear two civilians talking to each other. Riot? Yeah, fuck this city.
I imagine like a couple of like you're doing your best to like show discretion, and this guy's looking at you, the supervisor, and he's just like, oh my god, and the rest of these guys are also like your whole party, or they're not really your party yet, but you know, this group that you're just running around with this crazy cat lady, no offense, but are
Crazy cat lady.
they are they're looking at you. They hear, but you also notice that a couple of other citizens like over here, and they're just like taken aback and startled. I need to roll another check.
Did I do that?
Oh no, what was that?
That was something else that I should have put in the dice tower,
And privately.
but you don't know what it is, so it doesn't matter.
I think okay, so we have seen the documents, like clearly from the cult of the Whispering Way, right?
Yes.
Like talking about bringing the city down with drugs, like
Correct.
and so we know that there are agents, and so I would immediately back him up. He speaks the truth. We have these documents. Someone in our party had them. I hope it wasn't Vanya.
Oh my god. She's literally the perfect patsy at this point.
Maj has documents.
Like,
Maj has the documents.
So bad.
Confirming that this cult is very active in this area, and this is what they're doing. They're poisoning the people with these drugs. This cleric.
I'm sorry.
speaks-
The guard, the supervisor kind of like puts his hands up really quick. I need somebody to make me a diplomacy check for this guy, because you are dropping a lot on him. You are telling him that this is a cult ritual, that you're telling him that the Whispering Way is involved. You guys are also telling him that the drugs are because of the Whispering Way. It's a lot to take in.
I'm using a point.
Okay. He looks at you and he goes, Okay. All right, we need to deal with this in an organized fashion. I can appreciate your help. We need to take control of this crime scene, gather up as much evidence as much as we possibly can, and then we are going to go from there. He looks at the dwarf, Cranston, and he whispers in your ear, so only you can hear, and he just says, I need you to keep your voice down, to not cause a panic. This is damning evidence. And we will speak more on this. Before he kind of like looks up, and he just like gives you the eye and just like nods as like, do you understand?
I put my finger to my lip and I nod.
Yes.
Like Santa.
He
looks
goes
like
back.
Santa.
He goes back to kind of like marshaling the troops, so to speak, and organizing them. We need to canvass the area, gather everything, all the evidence that we possibly can. Speak to all of the people around here. We'll gather up their statements, and we'll go from there. Okay. It's your guys' scene again. What do you guys do after this? Is there now the dagger is still on the ground?
Yeah.
So I would like to attempt to make a sleight of hand to grab the dagger without anybody noticing. Like either that or like push it in a way to where no one will push it in a place where no one will discover it.
I kicked it down the storm drain. Oops.
Yeah, exactly. Either or, like whatever would be easiest. Pocketing it or hiding it. Either or. What do you think would be?
Vindo says you guys should loot the body.
Loot the body.
I mean, he is a noble, so he's probably got some dosh.
Some
on
nice
It is,
bone shards to
It
collect.
is. It's 100% your call. It's your character. You do what you want to do.
Go for
I'm
those
a
pockets for
pocket-
those change.
I'm gonna pocket the dagger.
Roll me a thievery check to see if you can palm it. Without anyone
Thievery.
noticing.
Can I roll a stealth check first and then a thievery check, or just a thievery check?
I think a stealth check is appropriate, given that the area. Now, I'm going to make the stealth check harder because this is a well-lit area.
Everyone's looking at it.
I mean,
it is
okay,
the
so-
central point of everything going on.
I thought
so
it was
makes
the
sense.
different. I thought it was different DCs, but my stealth and my thievery are the same DCs. I'll roll thievery to palm it.
Well, first roll me a stealth to see if you can get over there towards the body without anyone noticing. That's the
All right,
step
I'm
one.
gonna use a hero point.
Oh,
Okay. I'll tell you this much: the stealth check will be harder than the thievery check.
ooh.
And then my second one out of that one. Okay, yeah. So 29. That was the
DC
check.
29.
Nice. All right, and then my
Feels-
thievery.
This feels good to get it right in the dot. So.
Thanks.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. So you walk over
How's it
there,
going off?
and you feel like you find a moment when like you're kind of like
Maybe
So-
whenever he's talking about the whispering tyrant, you know, like everyone's focused on him, and you just see like you see
Yes.
the like me moving in the background, and then
Yeah.
I love
I
it.
just like look over at the camera for a
Yeah.
second.
I'm kind of focused on this new dwarf
The
guy.
new revelation.
Roll
Who is this guy?
Roll me the thievery check to see if you can palm it. DC 20.
Ooh.
33. Oh, right.
Just like-
You, in the middle of this crowd of people.
I tie my shoes and I pick it up and
You
just
put, yeah,
slide it.
exactly. And then you just like walk away. We're just going to roll that other stealth check. Like you
What
walk
a
away.
scoundrel! What a
So
scoundrel.
now, I would like for Hammond and
I'm getting the fuck out of here, by the way.
Yeah.
just, like, leaving
So you
immediately.
just leave. That's fair.
He's moonwalking away to the crime scene.
Hammond and
Just Will
Cranston,
Forte, just like
roll me a
keep hopping
perception.
out of there.
Roll me a perception check, both of you.
Damn.
Yeah. Maybe it's just like the everything going on.
Oh.
Hey, where did
I-
Dirge go? He was just
It's-
right behind
yeah,
us.
No, it's funny enough. I
He put
wasn't
on
having you.
those rocket skates. Pew!
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot. I'm just like walking on the
The
rocket
Heelys.
skates.
I
Oh my
forgot all
God.
about the rocket skates.
Will Forte will
love
absolutely
that.
be the person to play. Yeah.
He is
Give
the
him the old
first person
celery
we
trick.
call.
It's amazing. All right, so that roll was to
Oh.
see if you guys noticed the dagger was missing, and you
Oh my
don't.
god, it's
So-
so funny.
You're just distracted by the people and everything else kind of going on.
There's a little bit of them here, a little bit of them here, a little bit of
Yeah.
them here.
So
All
I
right.
would definitely want to get to know this Cranston character. Yeah.
So
I
then
don't
at
know
this
how much we
point,
wanna roleplay it out,
because Dirge is walking away, that's what you told me. So you're like on your way out the town.
Fun.
I'm not out of the
so-
town. I'm going to where she's being imprisoned at.
Got you. So you're walking towards the jail.
With the murder weapon.
With the she's gonna toss it in her cell.
I'll be right back. Hold on.
Sounds
Clean
good.
up your messes better.
Yeah. Okay. We've got. So actually, this Dirge, with you finding her gear and that actually you might actually believe that she killed him now. That might be something you actually believe.
Yeah.
Roll me because that would change things, right? So you recognize her gear. Go ahead and roll me
Here's her dagger.
I'm going to give you another perception check with a +5.
All right.
This pretty much confirms like, oh no, she did.
He at least stabbed him.
Yeah, she at least
100%
stabbed
hit.
him.
The explosion might not have been her, but it could have been. He could have stabbed him with a knife, but with plastic explosives on the knife, so that when she stabbed into him, it explode outwards.
What's
I'm
plastic?
not a. I'm not an alchemist, or a scientist, or a physician, but that's my working theory.
Okay, let's go back to the crime scene. We've got Bees, Maj, and Cranston. You guys are the ones that are left there. What do you guys do? What do you guys say?
I want to go have that talk with the guard captain.
Oh, what talk?
He said we would talk later.
Oh.
Okay, so that'll take time.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the party. I would like to just kind of. It's always fun to introduce a new character to a party. I always kind of fast forward that, like, oh man, you really know your stuff, like, you know, and do that, like, you know.
Yeah, I don't think we need to fast forward it. It is going to take some time for the guards to. So why don't you take a moment to role play that out?
I think I'm fascinated. Like Tarbafon, like you were there. You've been fighting this whole time. There are so few noble. Are you a knight of Ozum? Is that? I'm sorry, out of character. Were you a knight of Ozum, or are you? Were you just a cleric in Last Wall?
Actually, I was a cavalry officer. Rode a goat. So I wasn't actually a knight. I was I was part of Last Wall, but I was not gentry.
Sure. Gotcha.
And I actually went in. Well, that's all you need to know.
So you're gonna tell me right now. All right. I think Sir Hammond is just relieved to find another, like, you are stone cold sober as far as I can tell, unlike everyone else he's met.
I'm so beyond stone cold sober, it's not even funny.
So I think I'm just fascinated. I went to what's your name? I'm Sir Hammond, Knight of Ozum.
I thought I recognized your sigil. It's good to see people that have seen what I've seen. My name is Cranston Earlymorn. I was in the 3rd Goat Platoon, as I was a 2nd Lieutenant.
The Goat Platoon, you said?
Yes. It was Dwarven Irregulars that came up for Last Wall, served Last Wall as irregular cavalry. I'm not quite big enough to fit on a horse with too much effect, so.
I see, of course.
so large.
You ride goats into battle. That's awesome.
I just realized I only bought 5 horses.
By the way, goats are pretty ballin'.
He might already have his own goat. Battle goat.
No, unfortunately, Ram died.
Ram.
Oh.
Ram Doss.
His mother, Rambalam, was also eaten.
Rambalam.
That's terrible.
Thank you.
Oh, Black Betty, Rambalam. Oh, Black Betty.
Oh wow.
Put the song in your head.
So you. I will share with Cranston again the intel that we have that the cult of the Whispering Way is quite active, and that they are working to undermine all of these settlements.
Oh yes, I know.
Several of them have already
I'm
fallen.
one of them. And then
Several of them have already fallen.
Tears open his chest and kamikazes you all.
Sir Hammond is extremely enthusiastic to find an ally.
Sure.
Like any kind of glimmer of hope, because this place has been so depressing for him.
Yeah.
Like he just came from a drug den where, like, there was no hope at all. Like yes. Here's like the little bit of light and hope that he needed to get some pep back in his step.
Sure.
Totally forgetting that his cat friend is in prison right now.
Yeah. So,
Oh, don't worry. I haven't forgotten.
So
As I'm skating to her.
So with that said, Rob, this actually puts a lot of stuff into perspective for you. Given what you know about, like I said, you've seen examples of this, happening. You know of rituals, and it seems like the Whispering Tyrant, the Whispering Way, is utilizing these rituals. It kind of like kind of connects the dots for you, in a lot of different ways to like the greater scheme and how these things might be kind of like interplaying with one another.
And I don't like it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so
You're muted, Jester.
yeah, Maj, are you saying anything?
I just no. I lost my thought.
It's okay. So, with that for Maj would know that Vanya was lying, but this guy is speaking about some of this stuff. Go ahead and roll me an occultism check just to see if what he's saying tracks.
This is not my best stat.
Yeah.
But at the very least, it might
you've got
be
ants.
a point of...
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh! Are you kidding me?
It's not my best stat. I have a plus 14. Oh,
He rolls a 19.
What he's saying legitimately tracks. Like, there are cults that utilize these types of tactics and strategies and have the ability to do this type of thing. You know that from your vast, repository of reading. So yeah, it tracks. It makes sense. To some extent, it might buy a little bit of, okay, this guy at least knows what he's talking about.
All right.
Well, I will say this.
Maj kind of looks up slightly. He doesn't have to look all the way up.
This all kind of sounds familiar. I would say this has happened several times before.
You say that the cat did it, but doing it was,
absolutely. Absolutely.
But the cat did good by doing it.
We do not know that. We do not know that for sure.
Intentionally or unintentionally, it was for good.
Well, yes, her knife is right. Wait a second.
Yeah, at that point in time, I think it's fair. You realize that the knife is not there anymore.
That healing bastard.
Roll me a perception check now to see if you see if Dirge is there.
Some wheel tracks.
I was just saying, like, you look down the street and you see, like, zipping between buildings, like...
So here's what you do see. You see,
Did he roll his perception check?
you see, like, you see, like, little tracks, wheel tracks, but they're in blood, and they look like they're headed back the way you came.
You should have never given us this item.
It's so funny. It's so funny.
Oh, it's too much fun. I had
It just
to.
instantly diffuses any serious situation, just knowing
So
I
good.
have
It's so good.
fucking healing.
Well, last I checked, I had taken off my my saddle, which makes me look ridiculous because I wanted to be taken seriously with a knife.
Yes.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. So that also gives me -1 to my AC, by the way. That I'm not
Which
wearing.
is like makes Maj a little sad.
Yeah, but so I immediately I just kind of muttered like, hot dish.
And you just
and
see like the shadow of someone going through an alley. Like
Yeah, so
fucking
I know
Lorne
it's
Ned
happened.
and
I
Hop.
think. Wow, I think I somehow signaled to the party like we need to find Hot Dish. I don't know what he's up to, but we need to follow these healing tracks.
I don't think we'll ever catch up to him.
I do have like double my movement speed
You
with these
do.
things on.
That is true. I forgot about that. That's so
So
brave.
I'm there within several rounds.
Who gave that to you guys anyway? That's ridiculous.
We found them in a body or something.
I was meaning me, Coily, tongue in cheek.
Oh.
In one of the first encounters, he gets the most OP thing in the game.
It wasn't
Not
the
even
first
OP,
encounter.
it's like-
Most ridiculous. That's all.
I think these are the most ridiculous magical items I've ever
fine.
received,
It's fine.
and they're not
It's
even
fine.
magical. They're just like mechanical
Yeah.
pop-up wheelies.
Okay, so we're gonna pause on this scene, and we're gonna go back to where we see Dirge wheeling towards where?
I'm going to the jail where they have Blue at.
So here's the thing: you are unfamiliar with this area.
Well,
So,
I was there whenever they were hauling her off.
I know, but it was like you got to like where there was a
This is the
crowd
first time
and a
I'm
street.
here.
Yeah, this is the first time you're in this town, and it's dark. So I'm gonna have you make me a hard DC check to see if you can find this place. Let's get your skills here. Let's do, I guess, survival to ascertain where you are. That's generally what it is for finding your direction. Finding where you need to go. That makes sense to me.
The only other thing I would think of is maybe society, but like, not really. 19.
So DC's 20. So you get lost a little bit, kind of going around the town. You're just not super familiar with it. So what I'm going to say is that like the kind of like cuts down on the time that you have, or I'm sorry, it increases the time to find her. So when the party does catch up to you, you'll just have less time. What is the party doing, just so I can get an idea? Are you immediately going to where Vanya is? What is your next step?
I think Maj would say, let's go to Vanya.
That's fair. Does everyone do Cranston and Hammond follow or go?
I think with the knowledge that go ahead.
Yeah, I want to try to talk her out of jail on this.
Yeah, we shouldn't have to break her out. The truth shall set her free, so to speak.
Okay.
I mean, except for the fact that she had a bloody knife at the thing. But there's
Hey, no weapon, no crime. No
Knife's
weapon,
gone.
no crime.
Some people need killing.
Some people
Some
need
people
killing.
need killing.
Wow. Strong.
Sir Hammond looks at him and says, "This is true."
Wow.
All right.
What a man of virtue.
Dirge, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you about a 2-minute head start before they arrive where you are. You're outside of the jail. You know, you kind of got lost around town and the like. There's a window to the outside, like you can see with Vanya's cell. However, there's lots of cells. And I don't know if Vanya's like still yelling. What is Vanya doing? It's probably been about 45 minutes since you were jailed.
She's trying to clean her fur.
So she's trying to clean her fur. They finally brought you a bucket of
She's
water.
like sitting there like,
Oh, I was thinking like
Robin?
a cat, like.
no, she wouldn't use her mouth. That's gross.
Out, damn spot, out.
It's there, under the floorboard.
All right. So you hear. So I'm going to say that there's at least 5 cells to the outside. Vanya's in one of them. I'm going to choose a random number that Vanya is in, and you're going to tell me, like, are you like poking your head in? What are you doing to ascertain whether or not Vanya's? Are you just hoping to catch her? Or what?
So. Trying to make this sound like not like I'm just trying to be that guy, but I'm like, maybe I have like a whistle that I normally do, like while I'm skullduggerying, and I am like doing that whistle outside of the jail cell, like outside of the thing.
Okay. If you're whistling, we can't hear you.
Okay, just like. For whatever reason, it's not picking it up on my thing, but just like
You gotta. I will give you a bonus, but you gotta do the whistle.
I like my mic is
turn off his
literally
noise
picking up.
cancellation. Yeah.
Then I guess you don't get the bonus. That sucks.
Okay, so I know the song I would be singing. Absolutely.
Sure, just hum it.
It is a French
all
French
ears.
marching anthem called La Chanson de Agnon. And like there's a refrain where it's like and it just goes on like that, like so it just kind of repeats that melody.
Vanya,
over and over.
roll me a perception check to see if you can hear this familiar tune.
If only I knew what the DC was.
Do you want me to tell you what the DC is?
Because I have assurance, and I don't know if I could use it or I just need a.
Yeah, that's a awful spot you find yourself in, huh?
That's horrible. You're horrible.
So can I tell you one of the worst things that I've ever done in my life?
Assurance would have been better.
6 points better. Assurance
Oh,
only
wow.
does 20.
Yeah, DC was 20. So when I was a youth director, I took my students home. Like I'd pick them up from school in our bus and like drive them to our youth program. And I was just picked up the middle schoolers, and I got on Main Street, and we'd always pass a Dairy Queen. And I was driving, and I was like, "Who wants to go to Dairy Queen?" And all the students were like, "Oh, me!" They're all excited, and I was like, and then I just kept driving, and they're like, "Thought we were going to Dairy Queen." I said, "I asked you if you wanted to. I didn't say we were." And they were so mad
That
at
is
me.
evil.
That
is
is
evil.
that is a lose confidence in you forever moment.
It was great.
And that's when I stopped believing in God.
That's
terrible.
That's when I became a Satanist.
Okay. This is a learning moment. See, Vindo knows it's a learning moment. All right, so you guys are so you hear something, but you're kind of like putting it off.
Oh yeah, she's like just sitting there grumbling and scrubbing her fur and
Yeah, you're probably just like totally focused on like covered in blood. Absolutely,
Yeah,
makes
cleaning.
sense. So Max,
After about a minute. Yeah, so good.
So you have 1 minute left. What do you want to do?
So
with
after
that
about a minute of that, I just like meow. Meow. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
he's like meow.
Yeah,
Meow.
it's amazing.
Meow.
All right, go ahead and
Bud.
roll me. Go ahead and roll
Come on.
me. I'm gonna say you're able to hear that pretty easily. So, you poke your head out and you see.
Wait a minute. Cat folklore, so I know what he's saying. No.
That's
No.
racist.
You see him. You see him out there, kind of like wandering around. You okay?
Yeah, no, I'm good.
But you see Dirge outside. Dirge, you've got about 50 seconds left.
Okay, so I go up. I see her. I wheelie up to the prison, and just like get into a hole outside the door. Is like, so yeah, you gotta learn to hide your tracks a little bit better. And I'm gonna like pull out of the sheath, of my wrist sheath, the knife.
I'm so happy you're here. Here, she pulls out the vial in her hand. She's like, here, take this and take it to this specific house and go hide it in his and go put it on his counter. Take this vial and put it in his house. And she tells him the address of his house. And she's like, go put it in there before anyone sees you. Take it, go, quick.
Okay, and I slide it in my wrist pouch, and I actually go back to find the city guard. That is, and I'm like, I give her a little salute, and I just.
Okay, so you give her a little salute and then you go off. Now, enough time has passed to where, like, kind of crossing Dirge.
Oh, before I go, I'm like, do you have any other evidence on you? Any other thing?
They took everything from me, but I managed to keep this. This is
Literally something that would incriminate you so freaking bad.
But you need to go
Like-
put it in this nobleman's house in an obvious place, but you can't be caught. Just go
Okay.
quickly.
And I just stick it in the thing. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go clean off this dagger too in the meantime.
Okay.
And I give her a look, like I narrow my eyes at her. I'm like, "You're a good liar." And I just,
It's kind of like a moment of respect.
Yeah.
game recognizes game.
Yeah. Awesome.
Wheelie.
Okay, you cross the party who's
Healy.
making their way into the kind of like police station jail combination. You see them, and they see. Are you trying to be stealthy, or no? I'm asking you, Dirge. Are you trying to be stealthy right now?
On your way out.
Yes.
Roll me a stealth check. Everybody else roll perception check, as he is trying to evade people's gaze.
Okay.
So Maj, Rob, Bees, perception checks. Oh, Maj.
Wow.
Okay, we'll see. 32 is the DC.
That's gonna be hard to beat, buddy
Roll
boy.
that stealth check. Watch, he rolls a 33. I kind of hope he rolls a 1.
No, 24.
No.
I beat everybody but Maj.
All right,
I'm telling
so
you, Maj is the only one you can't beat. He sees
you
everything.
You see Maj.
I had a chance to beat him. I just
You see Maj.
Does Maj care?
And Maj sees you. You both lock eyes for a moment.
as I'm like just.
But you see that he's coming from the back area where the jails are, Maj, and he's kind of like going off. And I'm assuming you're not trying to meet with the party. You're going somewhere else, correct?
So I lock eyes with Maj, and I'm gonna give him a salute and a wink.
Maj is just gonna give him a little
Head nod.
courteous head nod.
I fucking
And-
love
and-
this. Like we
and-
all have this great dynamic.
And then look
Hide
the
shit
opposite
from the paladin.
direction, and Maj might. I think if we go over here, we might be able to talk through the windows.
All the subterfuge, and then Cranston and Sir Hammond are like, surely they will understand if we spill the truth. Like, all you have to do is be forthright and honest, and everything will be fine. All the people are sneaking around us.
I love it. You guys are the X-Men and they're the X-Force.
Yes. Oh, I love it.
Oh man, we lost Rapapa. And he briefly changed his token for a moment before he lost
I love that you call him Rababa.
You know,
Looks like Jeff Dunham.
Okay. All right. You guys, Rababa and Bees are distracted by Jester, who's like kind of pointing them off in a different direction. You are healing towards your next area. However, the main group, Bees, Hammond, Cranston, and Maj. You guys find you're like at the entrance of the police department at this point. What do you do?
Maj will just hold open the door for his noble steed, and as he holds open the door, he goes, "My noble steed, here you are."
Not in front of. This walks to the door.
Your relationship is so, I don't know, charged.
It's so
I don't know.
demeaning in front of another knight of Ozum.
Like it is charged in a way that I find uncomfortable.
It's like we're not out. Like you can't tell people about our secret.
That's pretty
our
great.
secret.
Don't worry, I don't
secret
judge.
mounting relationship.
That's amazing.
I don't judge.
Oh God.
Oh my gosh. All right, so you make your way into the equivalent of a police station. I think I don't know exactly what it would be called back then.
Constable.
Constable. Thank you.
Constabulary is what we call it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Vanya, bottle cap. Constabulary. Because I've been trying to think of that word
She can
all
use
day
it.
long. So you're in the constabulary. A couple people are running to and fro. Word has kind of reached to them about what's going on. So you see people going to and fro. The back jail has a few of kind of like constables there. One of them's like a female, kind of in front at the office. She's like, "We know about the murder. We're doing everything we can about it. It's best if you just go back and rest. The constabulary is handling this. We're pretty used to handling these awful circumstances now, with all of the drug uses.
I understand that, but you've got the wrong person in jail. She should be getting a medal.
I'm sorry. Are you saying that we should give the woman, the cat, a medal for murdering one of our noble people?
No, you should give her a medal for murdering or executing a criminal who was a traitor to the cause.
Sorry, what cause are you talking about?
Humanity.
You're
I don't really want to.
You're not even a human.
Humanoid enemy. You know what she means.
I know, I'm just teasing.
I like you tall.
Town is
long,
so-
I like you
so
long
racist.
shanks a little bit. You make good pets.
Wow, that's demeaning. So she looks at you and she's essentially like, roll me a diplomacy check to see how her reaction is.
He was
I like to. Yeah. Oh wow, untrained diplomacy.
Yeah,
She's-
I'm not.
Yeah, she essentially is.
I don't have the words.
Yeah, she looks at you and she's like, Longshanks is demeaning, and we're handling this.
Yes, but you're not handling it as well as you think. I just spoke with Captain So and So at the site, and he wanted me to come in and talk to you.
The captain wanted me to come and wanted you to come talk to me?
Not you necessarily, but somebody in charge.
She appears to be kind of like just a receptionist. Maybe a
okay.
constable, but she's kind of the best way I can put it is kind of like she's the lady who appears to kind of like run the station. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Like
she's the office manager.
Yeah. She's like we're working on it.
Could you please get me somebody who can talk to me about this? I don't want to say what I have to say out loud here in front of everybody.
Look, I appreciate what you're saying, but no, we're already we're already working ourselves to the bone. We've already got
How many
people out there
undead?
who
How
are
many undead have you fought? How many undead have you seen?
We haven't fought any undead.
Exactly. Get me somebody who has.
Go ahead and roll me a diplomacy check again. It's going to be more difficult.
Of course it is. Can it be intimidation?
You could try and roll intimidation because you are trying to
Doesn't really
intimidate
matter.
her.
It doesn't really matter.
It's the
They're
same.
both lousy. But I did roll an
Oh man!
The dice come through.
Too bad skill checks don't crit succeed. That sucks.
20. That's okay. My cause is just.
No, I don't like 20s to go unrewarded. She looks at, and I don't care what the rules say about that. She looks at you and is just essentially like, fine, come talk to me. Come talk to me. There's a brief lull. She kind of brings you over into what appears to be kind of like an interrogation type room. What is it you have to say?
The Whispering Tyrant had turned him as a operative, and I have at least enough acumen to know that this is exactly what happened. When the nobleman died, his chest exploded out. And I'm saying this in a hushed tone, or is the door closed? With the door closed, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying not to broadcast this across the universe. When they killed him with an explosion that caused his chest cavity to explode out so violently that his rib cage, pieces of his rib cage, lodged into his chin. This is something I've seen before while I was fighting undead, while you weren't.
Oof.
Maj would chime in and go, "No, I have seen this several times, and in several books. This is definitely an occult magic. Something dark. I know several that it is used by.
And I'm guessing from the recall that I had, I could spout off a few that uses this.
Different like cults.
That uses this same
specific
thing.
tactic. Yeah. So she looks at you. She gulps. Kind of like shakes her head. Looks at you and she says, "This is too much for right now. We have to focus on the murder at hand. I understand what you're saying.
Get me somebody who can make a decision.
Yeah, no, fuck. She kind of like looks around and she just says, okay, we'll do our best. Let me go get the captain of the guard. Let me go get the captain of the guard.
Thank you.
Vanya, you'll be out in no time. We'll tell them the truth.
Like, oh no, please don't tell them.
I have more information.
Okay. Let's go back to Dirge really quick. Dirge.
Okay, I'm gonna try to find a guard.
Okay, you're trying to find a guard.
Okay.
Yeah, you would be able to go back to the scene where you knew if that's where you want to go.
So the guards are filing
Yeah. So like my thought is, I'm going to talk to a guard. I'm going to attempt to say like, hey, have we informed this man's family? I'm going to go to this guy's house and inform his family. Where is his house?
Just a random dude, like, let me take care of this.
I told you where his house was.
You knew where his house was? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
she gave you the
I-
address.
Yeah, I
Okay.
gave you the
Well, she
address and tell you to go straight there.
She actually
I didn't know you-
specifically said that too.
Okay, then never
That's
mind.
right, because
I'm
you
going to
did
get there.
like literally give us the street address when we were. I named all the streets
Or the
and
name.
everything.
Or the name of the noble.
His name.
A16 Ocean View.
I'm sorry, his name is Nobleman Garrus.
I got that reference.
My reference?
A16
song.
Ocean View.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Sorry.
Rob, I'm the guy who got the prankster onto that show.
And I'm the one
Gotcha.
that got the bees onto it. And the
then
bees, I think,
spread
is the
to
one that got
everyone
you.
else.
No, I had it completely by myself.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
I was independent.
Nerdy.
Independently. Yes.
I know I was patient zero for Glass Cannon in the Methodist circles.
I
so.
tried to get him onto that show for 2 years. And he's
I'm
like, it
sorry.
didn't seem like something I would like. And then I was gone for like a year and a half. And I was like, hey, let's trade podcasts. What are you listening to? What do I listen to? I watched one episode of his podcast. He listened to all the episodes of my podcast. So
It's true. It's
I was saying I've got better
So you win.
I got better taste. But anyway, no, I don't care. But yeah, no, I will head to that person's house then if I have their exact address then.
Oh yeah, you know where it was.
Okay, so what are you doing when you get there?
Breaking in and putting this by his nightstand table. I'm gonna taste the place first to see if there's any people inside the house.
Are there
Like, do
people
a drive-by.
inside the house? Let's roll a check. Luck check.
Okay.
Because I don't know.
Luck check. Just a D20.
Yeah, there are people there. There's at least like a wife and there's a guard who's informed them about the death of Noble Pangaris. The wife is like crying. A couple kids, they're also crying as well.
I assume
Throw
they're
it
on the front. They're at
Throw
the
it
front
on
door.
thicker there, prankster. He had a family, I get it.
I assume they're
The
all at
wife
the front
also
door.
has a small like infant child in her arms and is rocking it
pregnant.
like this. And she's pregnant at the same exact time. And she's like,
Really
oh
awkward,
God,
man.
what are we gonna do?
Right now, I'm
Jets were
just gonna have
finally.
to kill
He
all
said he
their
was gonna
kids
finally
too.
pay off all the debts.
Wow.
He put the children up as collateral for the house.
You know, I was half tempted to hear prankster be like, the house is inflamed because his cover's broke.
Okay.
His house is.
Or the wife's chest is also exploded as well.
Okay, what are you gonna do there now that you know that there's folks there?
Okay. I want to look close, like, at this lady to see if, like, with the baby, you know, suckling at her breast, if I happen to see a hint of that scar, you know, like
she's got one too.
the tattoo, whatever.
With her breast exposed, you'd be able to see.
I mean, I would
Roll me
assume
a
it's
perception check.
just like if she would have that.
Roll me a perception check.
15.
You do not see
I've
a
been
scar.
rolling good all night, so it was bound to happen. Okay, I do not see. Okay, cool. All right. Let's see. So I have a thing. Where is it? Sure. No, it is. Sorry, I'm looking through my feats. There's something specifically that I'm looking for. Okay. All right. No, that wouldn't work.
Okay.
Yeah. So I am going to.
Break in.
Yeah, I'm going to attempt to break in while she's crying at the front door with the police officer. I'm going, or the guard. Not
Thievery
police
check.
officer. Yeah, thievery. All right, cool. Doop doop doop. It's a thing I'm good at, thievery.
Also making up songs.
Apple orange, banana hammock.
Like,
25. Yeah, you're able to like unlock the door and kind of sneak in. Now give me a stealth check as you're moving throughout the house.
okay.
Nice.
Okay, I was like, it was stuck on a 17 and a 7. I didn't know which one it was.
It was.
It was literally like a cracked die. It was. I've never seen a cracked die on here.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So-
21.
Yeah, DC is 22.
Okay.
Not
I
joking.
feel like that
so
is.
actually. Oh, never mind. Damn. Okay, I have assurance as well.
But you didn't
It's
say
it's past the point. Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. So you make your way in, and you open the door, and what I'm going to say is you see one of the kids is like in the kitchen that the door leads into, and they see you like crack open and like open the door, and just,
I meant to mention this, and I'm not trying to go back and whatever, but I like have tried to obfuscate my personality a little bit with just a hanky over my face.
That's fair.
But okay, yeah.
You're doing your jab. I get you.
I'm literally breaking and entering, so I would know to do that. But I look at him, it's like, happy Gozra Day. You better be sleeping, or else Gozra is going to find you and not give you any presents. I'm attempting to deceive this child to go back to sleep, or else Gozra will not give them presents. I don't know. I made up something on the spot. It's a deception here.
Roll me a deception roll.
Gozra.
I just made up a religious festival on the spot.
Yeah, I like it.
26.
Gulps. My dad is dead.
Well, if Gozra likes you and you're in bed, you might get your dad back.
Oh, and we'll run upstairs. Run upstairs and go to bed. Oh, that's terrible.
I feel so terrible.
That is the
If he
worst
doesn't
plot
come back,
I've
it's
ever
your
heard.
fault.
That's the worst thing you said you've ever heard.
This is
No,
the
well,
worst thing I've ever said.
If he doesn't come back, it's your fault.
That's so bad. Oh my god. All right, so this child is out of the way.
Okay, go to their bedroom, put the vial, like dresser table in the dresser table, and then get the fuck out.
Okay. Well, roll me one last stealth check.
Okay.
And,
I'm going to use assurance on the. Well, no. Yeah, I'm going to use assurance to take a 10 on that.
Which will give you
A 24, I believe.
Oh, DC was 25. Duh. No, it was 22 again. You're able to sneak out
It's like I'm talking to myself. It's like the next kid that comes by, I'm gonna stab him. It'll just be easier than
that's
telling him his dad will come back.
Oh, that's awful. I feel
Just
bad
talking
about all
to
this.
myself, it's like, ugh,
Okay,
I feel bad. You made me do this.
You made me. Oh my
you
god!
made me lie to this child.
That's like abuser talk, man. All right, what do you? You made me hurt you.
Look what you made me do.
Look what you made me do.
It's
Yeah,
terrible.
that's terrible. Okay, what are you doing next, so I can have an idea about what to do?
Me leaving.
Yeah. Okay, but where are you going next?
We are leaving, Marines. I'm going to go to an inn and get a meal, and just the rest of my night, I'm going to have an alibi.
Okay, that's your plan. All right, so you go back to the tavern that everybody was staying at, the one even you're staying at.
Yep. And I'm just having an alibi.
Having an alibi.
I might even try to seduce some woman in the crowd to like have more of an alibi, just like try to be like, hey,
did you say to do
Mayor's
one
dead.
woman?
Seduce.
I heard boo.
I would no, my mic is just being crappy.
Mm-hmm.
It is a crappy piece of crap. But no, yeah, I would maybe attempt to be like, hey, you want to go up to my bedroom and spend the night and give me an alibi?
Roll me diplomacy, I guess.
Is that what the kids are calling it these days?
Is that what the kids are calling it?
Give me an alibi tonight.
Give me a airtight alibi.
Aw,
You give me an alibi.
I feel dirty after
times.
this session. I feel so dirty after this
You
session.
should feel
I
dirty.
don't. I have been a scumbag all session.
You have been a scumbag.
A scumbag for my friends. Thank you very much.
See, this has been able to
Maj
use
is the only one that
everyone's
knows.
specialties.
Yeah, this really has used everyone's specialties. That's been one nice part of it. Okay, you find a woman, a lady of the evening.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even trying to like actually seduce someone. I'm just discussing payment with the person.
Yeah.
Essentially, with the.
Roll me a
person.
perception check.
Please let her name be Starla. Please let her name be Starla. Please let her name be Starla.
And then I'll move off of your character.
My daughter's name is Starla.
Awesome.
Daughter.
Cool. Yeah, no, you're discussing payment with her. Awesome. Let's go back to the guard's office. You guys are there. Eventually, the chief of the guard shows up, and he's like, "Ugh, what is it?" Speak,
That's all you, Rob.
dwarf. You said you have evidence, I've been told?
I have evidence. Have you been given a description of the wounds?
I've been told you know something about the chest? The explosion?
Yes. Yes. I go over the cult, give them a basic rundown of the method how it works, the whole 9 yards.
And Maj will back him up and tell him the exact books he can reference if he can find them in this town, and a list of all the cults that he knows uses this.
He looks at you, and the lady's looking at him and just kind of nods, and he's like, he kind of like shakes his head. He's like, "We should write this down. Write this down."
Baby, write this down. Take a little note.
Y'all, would you please go ahead and roll me a perception check?
Absolutely.
Oh dear. Oh dear. What are we perceiving?
Maj with a 33.
Dang,
Jesus,
Maj. The rolls keep coming, baby.
Do I roll too, or am I just stuck in prison?
You're stuck in prison. right?
Nobody's even come to talk to me yet.
That's a lie.
I need my lawyer.
Yeah.
Where's my phone call?
Hot Dish came in and talked to you.
I showed up for my friend.
Mm-hmm. You did.
Maj, you're the only one who notices the dwarf is just so, focused on getting the truth out there, on trying to exonerate, even paint Vanya as a heroine. And I guess,
Welcome.
And it makes sense because Hammond's like so enamored, not enamored, but he's so this is the night of Ozen, and he was probably trying to like be on his best behavior, like I'm cool, you're cool, hey, we're cool, you know, that kind of thing. You're the only one that
Finally
like,
doing good in this town.
something's off to you about this guard captain and this lady. You don't know exactly, but just something doesn't feel right.
All right. Can I roll another perception check to see if I can see any tattoos or anything on their exposed skin?
Roll me a perception check.
The one time. He should know.
20.
He should know. He should see everything.
Jeez, bro. These rules are insanity.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I think you just broke the fourth wall.
I broke into the fifth wall.
I'm trying to think of how to describe this. It's a very small thing. Nobody else realizes it. But as you're kind of looking around this interrogation room, you don't really see any tattoos, but you are looking for something that might stick out.
Yeah, I'm looking for something specific. Why I feel hinky about what's going on.
Yeah. Maybe it's a look in their eye. Maybe it's something. Maybe it's just like the weirdest thing. But you kind of like look off into a corner of the room, and the look that she gave was towards. It looked like it was towards him, based on where she is. Like she's looking right at him. But you actually look like where her line of vision would be.
Yeah.
And it goes past his face onto kind of like a small corner, and you see like the smallest little carving. But everybody else would just be like, oh, that's meant to be there. It's an intricate thing or whatever.
Maj is going to walk over and once again lean up against the wall. I have said all that I need. I will allow the doctor to continue his talks. As Maj looks down and tries to figure out what this is.
Sure. Maj would see this, which you would know to be a symbol of the Whispering Way.
Inky.
Did you just quick question? Did you like commission that, or did you find that art somewhere?
I found that somewhere.
There was already.
I was like, it looked like something you would commission, so I was like, ooh.
Yeah, there's a.
Now, I want to be clear, just to kind of like that. The color of that image is not what is portrayed in the image. Rather, it is just kind of like you get the gist that it is the skull with the crack and the like, kind of like all carved. It's unmistakable to you what this thing is.
The Maj with his occultism, does he know any phrases commonly used by this cult?
That is a fascinating and amazing and great question. Why don't you go ahead and roll me an occultism check?
All right. This is the one low roll at a 17.
Wow.
So 17 would actually fail. You do not know of any phrases that come to knowledge right off the top of your head. Now, it makes sense. The Whispering Way is incredibly secretive and quiet. So yeah, Yeah.
All right. Maj at that point. Excuse me, is there a restroom? I got woken up in the middle of the night and I didn't get a chance to go.
Oh, yes. That'd be fine. Go ahead and roll me a deception check.
Mm. 15.
Yes, let me show you the way. And she will like walk out the door with you and walk towards the. She's like, the bathroom is right down that hall.
Oh, I appreciate it. Is it the door on the left or the right?
There's a door on the left.
Okay.
And Maj will head down there. Does she stay there and watch Maj?
For a brief moment, she lingers.
All right. So Maj starts to head down the hallway, and while he is walking, he's looking at all the doors to see if he can see which one is the jail cell room.
So there are yeah, there would be signage that would be clear enough to show that like the jail is on the right, and essentially the bathrooms are on the left.
All right. Maj looking over his shoulder before and starting to walk towards the bathroom door. If he notices she's there, he'll walk into the bathroom. If she's gone, he'll walk to the right.
She lingers when you're at the junction. And it appears it's just make certain you're going the right way.
Okay, so Maj at first will start to go left.
And then as you do, she disappears back into the room.
Now Maj returns and goes towards the jail cell.
All right, you go towards the cells. There are a couple of guards that lead into like the jail cell room. What do you do?
Stop time.
My good gentleman.
Stopped.
I came to see if an individual involved with an incident was here. I'm trying to figure out what went on. We are my compatriots are currently talking to I guess your captain, your something of the nature about the exposed chest individual.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about the cat.
Yes. And we are trying to solve what will help, considering we have ample knowledge in this. Would it be possible for me to talk to her?
Yeah, so you got permission to be back here? You need a lot of sleep. Well, you can get it from the office, Mom.
Okay. The office?
Yeah, she's a lady that kind of control, they organizes everything.
Alright.
Yeah.
And the whole reason I actually came back here was the bathroom. Did I make a wrong turn?
People get confused all the time. You just gotta go right over there and you just go dump off your liquids.
Okay.
So Maj, now heading back, actually goes to the bathroom, but cast a spell.
Okay, what spell are you casting?
When he gets into the bathroom.
What is the spell he's casting?
Meld into stone.
Okay, so you're melding into stone.
Now, this spell works for 10 minutes, and I can travel along any stone walls.
Oh man, too bad this place is made out of wood. That sucks.
Wow!
It's actually
Look at that art.
just the bathroom that's made of stone. No, that's fair, and that's a very clever idea. So yeah, no, you're able to like travel through entirely undetected. You see Blue in her cell. You're like in the wall to the outside, and you see her there.
All right. Maj is actually going to pop on the outside of the wall.
So you're gonna actually exit the wall.
At some point, I do have to exit the wall, but I'm not exiting inside the jail cell. I'm
Gotcha.
exiting outside the building.
All right, so poof, you pop outside of the building, and you see Vanya. Vanya, you're startled to all of a sudden see Maj just like pop out right where you are, just like on the outside. This is like a save anything moment. Let's get the.
But would she be surprised though after seing all the shenanigans that she does?
That's true.
Been like, I've been waiting for you.
At first, Maj's face just pops out of the wall and then sucks back in and goes to the outside.
It's fun. Make sure you're in the right spot.
Vanya, I know that you did this. I know what happened.
I love it. I love you, Jester.
But there is something more pertinent that you must know, and you must be ready.
I like that Jester can be on your side, be your friend,
But still be like the biggest.
also be an asshole. It's a rare trait, and it's great.
That's good.
Yeah.
This police station is ran by those whispering assholes.
So
That's a different cult.
that guy last night, he met up with like 3 or 4 cloaked figures. They all had tattoos on the inside of their right wrists of a skull, and it had like its mouth covered, and they were discussing about bringing drugs into this community and destroying it. And I just, when they separated, I just kind of took the opportunity to get rid of one of them.
All right.
They are here. They are.
Vanya, this is very important.
Yes.
The captain of this precinct is one of those whispering people.
We're gonna have to kill him.
We're going to have to get you out of here first.
Yeah, I need all my shit back. They took everything from me.
The problem with that is, I can't go into the wall again. But I do have these 2 flasks of acid.
And he will pass through the bars a lesser and a moderate acid flask.
And she'll take them and be like, "You mean I can just kind of walk through the bars with these?
It is acid. Do you not understand how it works?
No,
Sorry.
honestly, I don't.
Acid, don't you know how this works?
You want me to
I
drink
mean,
it? No.
This is like fantasy world, so like maybe you just don't even know what the fucking acid is. Like you've never seen an acid before. Like, fuck is this?
True. Some truth to that.
Magnets, bitch. How do they work?
I know gunfire and gunpowder and all that good stuff, but not
It will
chemicals.
melt through metal. Try using it on the lock mechanism. If that fails, try getting acid on the hinges. Now, there is 2 guards that I saw on the opposite side of the door. I don't know how you're going to get past them.
So, I didn't have a battle map. I'm gonna paint this on the fantasy jail image to kind of help give an idea for what the map looks like in my mind's eye. All right. So, why is it black? I don't need black. I need like something that sticks out. God dang it. Okay, green. There we go. So let's pretend this square is Vanya's cell. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There are like 5 other cells next to it. I'm making these too big, so it's gonna be like when you're writing "Happy Birthday" and then you're trying to squeeze in your name at the end. There's kind of like a long hallway. that connects the cells. Right, Vanya. Yeah, sure. Vanya's there. You've got 2 guards. We'll put them like right here. That are kind of like there.
Are they on the outside?
Yeah, they're on the outside. And then here's the bathroom.
Where's my stuff at?
That is an excellent question.
You don't know.
Over here is a kind of like the interrogation room, right? Over here is kind of like a like the reception area. I imagine that there's like some offices and shit over here, some other buildings that kind of like fill in the rooms that kind of like fill in the space. So it's the whole room, the whole building is kind of shaped like an L. So hopefully that helps you kind of like envision what I'm seeing in my own mind's eye a bit better.
So where are we with the front reception area? And...
So yeah, actually, I think I can change my color now, which is great because you used to not be able to do this in Fantasy Grounds. We'll say, yeah, baby.
Nice,
Sir Hammond
nice.
is there. I don't know why that's fine. Please stop. Okay, and then it's like got me on took me off line
Delay.
mode. I'm on just like paint mode. Strange. Wait, do you guys actually see the paint I'm doing?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, cool.
This is high.
Yeah, it looks like
High C.
looks like RoboCop's pistol.
Yeah, so Hammond and Cranston are there, right? And then you've got Maj who's out here. Actually, I should have just dragged all your tokens on the map. That would have been easier. But
That would make some sense, I guess.
okay, does that help?
Yep. Maj at this point is going to suggest if there is any acid left over from your escape, maybe try freeing other prisoners as a distraction.
Let's say there's like cells over here too.
I have to
How
go
much?
back.
How much of this acid do I use? The whole bottle or just a couple drops?
I don't know the type of metal. Try with a few at first, and then from there, apply more
So
steadily.
am I breaking? Am I breaking out or am I breaking out? Am I?
If you want
breaking
to,
out?
if you want to try to break through these bars at the window, go for it. But you won't get your stuff back.
It's just material stuff, right? I can just give it back. No, I got my arquebus.
But
It's just stuff.
once you escape, you are going to have to go outside the village.
And Maj is going to be. Can I get the full Vigils map again?
It's called The Land Around Vigil, if you want to look it up on the and the images.
Oh.
There you go, baby.
Uh,
I don't know why I called you baby, just because it's a little weird. I admit it.
Maj
hear anything.
I don't know why you wouldn't.
Maj is going to tell her, do you remember where the supply cache was?
Yes.
There's a town just south of that. They're assholes. But it's not Nanwich. If you escape, we'll go there. Now I must get back. They think I'm in the restroom.
Okay.
and
Oh man.
Maj, as fast as he can, will,
Stone shape.
within reason,
Or-
run back in through the front door of the police station, and then go to the interrogation room.
All right.
not go in there.
Roll me a stealth check as you're trying to do all that. And as you're doing that, yeah, Sir Hammond, you are, as soon as we identify the cultists of the Whispering Way, this city shall be safe. Just kind of yelling it because you have no idea
Yeah.
what's going on.
Oh, I'm just like, yeah.
Oh.
I'm so optimistic things are going so well for us right now.
Yeah, you stumble through, kind of make a loud noise. What was right doing up here? I thought you just went to the bathroom. Kind of heard stuff like that.
I had to get some air after I went to the bathroom. This has been very troublesome.
I don't remember us seeing you going out there. That's weird. All right.
You must have been looking after your prisoners.
Sure. Maybe. We got lots
Maybe
of prisoners.
Oh.
You gotta put a lot of people in jail because they do drugs. Yep.
Drugs? What kind of drugs?
Oh, that bloody shiver.
Horrible thing. We saw the clinic at the front of the town being overran with the addicts. But as lovely as this conversation is, I do need to return to my compatriots.
Yeah, of course a rat would have to do that. That's fine, go.
Okay.
Wow, they're so racist.
You know,
Also,
rats are
are you-
famously very popular, lots of friends.
Yeah.
So,
all right, so as all that is going on, let's go back to the interrogation room where we see Cranston and Hammond. What are you doing during, because that's like a good 10-15 minutes that he's gone having these
We've been
conversations.
we've been trying to convince them to let her go.
Yeah.
We can't just let them go. We've got to go through the process. She was found in the scene of a crime where one of our noble people was killed. Murdered.
How can it be a crime if they're a traitor?
We don't know anyone was a traitor. All right? What evidence do you have that this person was a traitor, deserving of death?
Well, the fact that his chest exploded.
Ah, yes. That will speak volumes to the entire town.
Doesn't need to speak to the entire town. It needs to speak to the educated people here who can pass the word along and verify what I've said. You can also look at the books that the dear Maj has given you reference to. This is very obviously a traitor.
Yes.
She saved your town.
Yes, and we're going to be working on figuring out whether or not that's true. Until then, you can go back to your tavern and sleep the night off.
Yeah, Sir Hammond looks at him and says, "This is not a bad idea. I'm pretty tired." And, the truth shall win out in the end.
Yes,
We have the evidence.
you need to understand our position. You are not known in this town. You are coming in, telling us about what is going on, and we have no reason to believe a couple of things. One, we'd have to verify what you're saying. We'd have to speak to our own people. All of our scholars and learned people are sleeping for the night, for one. And there's multiple aspects of this that we would need to verify. Not just the fact that this person was a traitor. We'd have to verify the ritual. We'd have to verify that that was the ritual. And you're asking us to take a bunch of steps here. And we're not able to do that at this moment.
He looks coldly at them and says nothing.
Yes.
Not impressed with the idea of justice from these fellows.
Yes. Dwarves are famous for their stubborn attitudes. I fully understand that. But this is in our hands. So, if you will please...
Humans are known for their mealy-mouthed platitudes. Have a good day.
That's awesome.
Awesome. So, you turn to go, Hammond, or at least that's what it sounds like you were doing. I don't want to play your character.
I'm like, yeah, it's fine.
I will see you later
in the morning. She'll be fine.
I will see you later, Corporal.
Yes. And the lady, roll me a perception check. Hammond, Maj, any other things you do?
As Maj walks in the door and they're getting ready to leave, Maj will go, "Guys, can we go back to the tavern? I'm not feeling the best."
Yes, we all need to rest.
I had a horrible nightmare before we came here, and also Asgrim is not doing so well, and I want to check on him.
Absolutely. I think we're all due a nice rest, and Vanya should rest fine, even in a cell. We are making progress. I have a feeling that bright days are ahead.
All right, is that the plan?
Sure.
Awesome.
Did you say roll perception, though? You said something about that.
Yes, I did, bro. Ask you to all roll. Now roll me that perception check. Excuse me.
Rock and roll.
Nice roll.
Why couldn't I get that before? 31.
Cranston and Maj, you see that the man and the woman kind of exchange a knowing glance as you leave. That probably means less to Cranston. Probably means more to Maj, given what he knows. And Hammond, all these people are just being so nice, and they're just doing their job.
It's just a process. You can't rush justice. There's bureaucracy involved. We have to respect that.
When I notice that glance, can I surmise that they know that it was Whispering Way, or that they know I know that the Whispering Way is in this station?
No, you cannot surmise that.
Okay. Guys,
Okay.
Like I said, I'm feeling a little tired. Sir Hammond, do you mind? I am not feeling very well. This is.
Carry him like the bride. Carry him like the bride.
I mean,
carry it. Swaddle me like a child.
Bareback it.
Actually,
I'll carry you.
Aw, you two are so cute.
He like cuddles up in him.
When we do leave the police station, I would like to roll a perception to see if anybody is following us.
Good question. Roll me the perception check.
And bada boom, bada bang. 19.
Give me a second.
DC was 20.
DC was a 19.
So
TC was a 19.1.
I will have you all know. I'll have you know that the average DC for checks at your level is 20. That's in the CRB. Now, sometimes I adjust it based on the difficulty of what you're trying to do. But just so you guys know that yes, it probably was 20.
If there's something to perceive.
If there's something to perceive. Let me go ahead and do something here. Cool. Yeah, you don't notice anyone.
Right. While we're walking, Maj is going to look up at Sir Hammond and do a little finger, come down.
And Cranston is humming the tune to Ben.
Maj.
So you're riding him bareback and you just gave him a little finger?
Yeah. The come hither.
Boy.
Come hither.
Maj is going to whisper in his ear. The Whispering Way is in this station.
You mean not just...
Let us get somewhere more private.
Just act normal. I'm going to ask about your friends that you obviously went to visit. Sir Hammond, did your visit with the other knights go well?
No, it did not. This is why I was grateful to meet Cranston here. There's little dignity remaining among the old heroes of Last Wall.
Perhaps we could talk to them tomorrow.
I'm sorry. You think that the cult of the Whispering Ways in you?
So, what was the conditions what was the conditions of the former knights? Do you believe they're savable?
Here, focus on this other terrible thing.
I don't. Like, this is they're.
Oh, Sir Hammond, I feel for him. This is gonna suck.
Yeah,
He was believing everything all the way up until the
he feels
moment.
like an idiot.
Maj is like, wait a minute, what?
He feels so foolish.
Does he have like a eureka moment?
I was just telling them like, oh, we just have to weed these evil people out of the town, and oh, you guys are guarding my friend who just killed one of your leaders. That's cool. We'll just leave her there.
Oh god. Pretty much just left me in the lion's pit. No big deal.
This is what Sir Hammond is. I can't even think straight. You know, they were bad shape. No one is beyond salvation, but I'm sorry, we can't leave her in a place where she's not safe.
On that note, let's shift scenes. Vanya, you are in the jail cell. You have 2 flasks of acid.
Nobody knows.
I have the HP for iron and stone here in front of me. What is it that you would like to do? Acid bypasses hardness, if I'm correct. Now, I know that Robzilla, I know you're pretty, you feel pretty good with this system too, correct? 2E?
Yes. Yes.
Acid bypasses hardness, correct?
I'll look it up because I don't want to lie.
I appreciate that. I thank you. I ask my players to help me out a lot, just so that I can keep the game going.
Because there's a lot to look up.
There is. Now I know that that was the case in 1E, but I'm not certain if it's still 2E. So, anyway, continue, Vanya. What is it that you? What are you thinking about? What are you doing? What's the plan?
Well, if she escapes, she's gonna be absolutely useless because she doesn't have any of her weapons. Nothing. They took her entire backpack away.
That's fair.
But also knows that if she doesn't get out, it's gonna be the way that Maj made it sound to her was that she needed to get the fuck out of that place. And I think we could probably get her shit back later. So she might just want to get the fuck out and run. And then possibly meet up with them later.
It's up to you.
'Cause she fears for her safety. So she's going to use the acid on the bars to the outside.
Okay. Rob, any information yet?
I'm not seeing anything that verifies that. Just give me one more.
Well, is this Pathfinder 1 I'm looking at, or Pathfinder 2?
Yeah, that's the hard part.
I think this is Pathfinder 2 I'm looking at. Yeah, it was from 7 months ago.
Does not bypass in Pathfinder
wait.
energy damage specifically.
I think it might be 1E actually. I'm looking at here.
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah, that's the trouble.
Yeah, I have so much. There's like, yeah.
There's a lot going on. My instinct is to have it bypass.
I know it does persistent damage for X amount of rounds, but
Maybe a nice middle ground is to make it do half damage, and it does bypass hardness.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Nice.
That feels like a good middle ground for right now. And if we need to look at that in the future, we can. But for right now, that's what we'll go with. I feel like that's probably fair. Now, if we get any information back stating otherwise, then we'll go from there. All right, Vanya, you are at this jail cell at the end. Sounds like you are fixing to abandon your gear and move towards just getting the F out of there.
Yep.
Okay. You have 2 vials of acid, correct?
Yep, I have a lesser and a moderate.
A lesser and a moderate. Which are you going to be utilizing first? And are you utilizing it on the stone, or are you utilizing it on the iron bars to the outside?
I would assume the iron bars would be easier, seeing how stone is solid and would take more of the acid, whereas the iron bars should only be melted enough just for it to squeeze through.
I see. So you're thinking about it in regards to like the thickness of the wall.
Yeah, because the
correct?
bars are only what? They're just metal bars right next to each other.
Sure.
Right?
Okay. I like
so
that.
if you melt like a top section and then a bottom section and then they get pushed out, you don't have to melt the whole thing. You just have to melt certain areas of the metal bars.
Sure. Go ahead and are you you're going to use which one first?
We're gonna try the lesser one first. See if it's enough.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and do you have that item in your inventory?
Yes.
And do you have the damage for it?
It's deals 1 acid damage, and then it deals 1d6 persistent acid damage, and 1 acid splash damage.
Okay. So I think go ahead and roll me that d6, and let's find out what it's doing.
You're muted, Bees.
I was just saying you gotta watch out for splash damage. Splash a little on yourself.
Yeah.
At this point,
That'd be
probably won't give
terrible.
2 shits.
So what I hear is what
Probably
I'm seeing.
she's not gonna take it and throw it against the. She's gonna meticulously, like,
Fair.
kind of.
Fair. Splash damage
quietly.
wouldn't apply. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm seeing. Page 452, energy damage. Acid damage can be delivered by gases, liquids, and certain solids that dissolve flesh and sometimes harder materials. So there does appear to be at least a provision for what we're talking about within the core rulebook itself. All right.
I
so,
couldn't find anything past that.
Yeah. So
So Homebrew brew.
I'm gonna homebrew it. That yes.
Rule however you like.
Within reason. Like if you're gonna be like using the cantrip like a million times, like get through like one chunk of wall, that'd be really lame. But for the purposes of this scene, I think it kind of works.
Yeah, using consumables.
All right, so it starts to like you hear it like burn through the bars. Let me go ahead
Don't
and
worry,
roll.
just frying bacon in here.
No big deal.
I'm rolling some of my things off air. Crap. How do I... Okay, there we go. I see what I did wrong. Okay. Okay. Some of the prisoners hear this sizzling. They're like, oh, what are you doing?
Oh,
What are you doing something? What's that sound?
You see some of the prisoners?
Yes. That is not enough. Now, how long does that persistent acid damage last? Does it state?
No. It
One of
just
those
says
things where you
it
get like the
deals
flat check every round. You know, persistent damage.
I don't know if
1 persistent acid damage, 1d6.
And that's for the lesser. What about the moderate?
The moderate is you gain +1 item bonus to attack rolls. The bomb deals 2d6 persistent.
Yeah,
acid
after you
damage.
take persistent damage, roll a DC 15 flat check to see if you recover from the persistent damage.
Yeah.
If you succeed, the condition ends.
it
Feels
feels
like with the bars, get the flat check.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it for 10 for inanimate objects, because they don't have the ability to like wipe it off of themselves, get it. I mean, like unless somebody's actively doing it, right? But it makes sense that the acid would eventually stop at some point. Like it's not infinite. So I'm gonna roll a DC 10, and I'll roll it in front of everybody so you guys can know. So 10 or under it is a fail, or I guess it would.
It passes.
It passes. Yeah.
No
So,
bonus damage.
it does about 3 points of damage. It cuts through some of the bars. You realize that it's going to need more, but the prisoners are like, "What's that? What are you doing?" Hear one of the guards yell, "Shut up!" What, something's going on in the cell. You don't have much time. What do you want to do?
So would that be the like I just used the lesser and that's all it did?
Yes.
So now I need to okay, so now I do the moderate,
Correct. So 2d6.
which is 2d6.
Oh.
8. And it does, how much is a base?
Acid
basically
deals
cancel
1
out the
acid
acid.
damage, the listed persistent acid damage, and the listed acid splash damage. Many types grant an item bonus. So it's +1 to the bonus to attack rolls. The bomb deals 2d6 persistent and 2 acid splash damage. So 1 acid plus the 8 plus the 2 is what I'm seeing.
Fails the flat check, so it does another 2d6 acid damage. Go ahead and roll the 2d6 again.
Oh, nice.
All right, so at this point in time, the bars are really sizzling and very like you can hear the chemical
Bubbling,
reaction.
popping.
And there's something going on in the cell, and we can hear it. What's going on? Sure, we'll go find out. And so you hear like the door open. Somebody's coming to check the hallway. The bars are burnt enough that you can probably squeeze through. If you go right now, though, you'll take a little bit of that acid damage because you're rubbing up against the acid.
Can she
Or you can wait
attempt...
for the bars to totally dissolve, hopefully.
No,
They're
can
coming
I...
into your cell?
Can I use my strength to push the bars aside and then jump through with my athletics?
I don't know if you could push the bars. I imagine like they're like totally like destroyed, melting. You know what I'm saying? But like it's still, you know, they're still tough. If you want, I'll tell you what. You can roll a athletics check to squeeze through, and I'll set the DC at 20. It's an average check. Well, say 22. And if you are able to squeeze through, you only take half acid damage. If you fail, you'll take the full amount, which will be 2d6, as it rubs up against you and digs into your skin. Did you have any idea that this is how tonight's session would go, by the way?
So athletics or acrobatics?
Athletics.
I put it in the box and then it jumped out of the box on a 19, so I hate life.
Yeah, it's got to be in the
Liar.
box. Got to be in the box. That's the rule.
That's almost a
17.
19.
I already set the DC. You heard it. So, first off, let me go ahead and roll that flat check. Okay, now let's go ahead and roll that acid damage. I'll roll it, 2d6. Not bad. You only take 6 points of damage. Just scrapes up against you. Are you adjusting that, or do you need me to adjust it?
I don't know how to do, I don't
Add to your wounds.
I got you. 6 points of acid damage. You start to squeeze through. You can feel it like burning into your skin. The bar is kind of digging into your flesh. but you hear like the guard, like the jingling of the keys, kind of like coming down the hallway as you like pop out, and there's a guard who's like, ah, what's going on? Break, jailbreak! And you squeeze out. You're free. What do you do?
Run.
Just run. You just bolt. Okay, Vanya, you're running for dear life as fast and as far away as you possibly can.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
You hear it throughout the police station. We gotta go. Now, you guys are walking away. I'd like to hear a perception check. I'd like a perception check from you guys, because this is all happening pretty quick after you left. There's a chance you might actually be able to hear what is going on.
Now I roll well.
24.
Yeah, all of you. I'm gonna say all of you technically hear, but it makes sense that Hammond is the one that's able to hear. Because when we just left off, he's like, I don't feel comfortable.
We can't leave her back there.
We can't leave her back there. And then all of a sudden you just hear, jailbreak! Jailbreak! Your ears pop up. You twirl around. I imagine everybody's holding their breath at that same moment.
Marge speaks up. You just keep walking to the tavern like nothing is going on.
Yeah.
Trust.
Yes. Yes.
Have faith.
And he does air quotes.
So condescending. Have faith.
All right, Cranston, what is this? Wall of Virtue. What are you doing?
I was considering a little blockage, but that was before he said keep walking.
Oh,
You're not feeling
gotcha.
it.
I was trying to bring up the spell itself, and it didn't come up that way. So I have to look it up through the tools on the right in the library. Sorry about that.
No worries. All right, you begin to make your way back to the tavern. So this is
walking very stiff, like I don't hear all the stuff happening behind me.
This is where we're going to end our session for tonight. I feel like we haven't gotten into combat in forever, so I know that you guys are excited too, so my apologies, but I hope you're still having fun.
Oh yeah.
So here's the final scene as we part ways for the evening. We hear jailbreak, jailbreak. Lights go out in the police station. We hear you see some of like the guards who are like at the crime scene, like our ears perk up and they're like listening towards it, right? At that same exact moment, like the scene cuts to you guys walking and Maj just saying, trust me, just keep walking. Trust me, just keep walking. And you guys continue to make your way towards the tavern. As that's going on, we see a look on Vanya's face. Like, what do we see on Vanya's face as she's running?
She's pissed.
Pissed. Just absolutely angry. Cursing underneath her breath. We hear like the hearing, like we hear like the panting, the right. We hear like the thumping.
She just left her family's heirloom behind.
Oh, the guns and stuff.
Everything. She has nothing but her armor on. So
nothing but her armor on. And you guys
see the silhouette of Dirge in a window. Just
how's Vanya?
I would think it's what?
How's Vanya feel about the rat being the one that saved her?
Everyone's pretty much. I mean, you got Dirge who just came up and took a vial of
That's
like
true.
a mysterious vial and was just like, "I got you." It just
I don't know what it is, but I'm game.
to the inner city? Absolutely.
Awesome.
Gaslight a kid into thinking his dad's coming back to life? Absolutely.
Do you realize you just put a vial of drugs in a household where there's kids?
Oh, wow.
They're like,
I
what's
mean,
this,
there's
Daddy?
no reason they're going to be looking through the dad's drawers anytime soon. He didn't die or anything.
There wouldn't be a chance that she can, like, book it back and grab a horse. No, she's just going to keep running.
All right, so
Everyone wouldn't worry about the 130 gold I spent on the horses, right? You're going to bring those with you. my god, I love my horses.
Well, you see, we now have an extra horse
Yeah.
that the dwarf can ride on.
And it's a
So-
battle pony, so.
We
If
are.
it's-
That's true.
If it's a pony, I'm good.
Yeah, it is. It's one of them was a battle pony because one of the
I got
Knights of Ozen was
I got
like
two
a
ponies
halfling.
and I got 2 battle ponies and 3 battle horses.
All right. So here's the deal. This is the final scene that we leave off on. We'll be picking up next week, next Saturday. Same time, same channel, and man, oh, this just gives me so much to play with. I'm very excited.
So many moving pieces.
So many moving pieces, but I like it. It should be. I hope you guys had fun. And
It was a lot of fun.
awesome. Rob, welcome. For sure glad
Thank
you're
you.
here.
Yeah, welcome Cranston to the party.
Yeah,
Welcome
dude.
to the crazy shenanigans
You
as
came-
Vigils.
You came very clutch in like discovering some like really important information. So
The dice were kind to me.
they were, yeah. All right, so I'll allow everybody to say goodbye, and then we'll close our stream for the evening.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. See you
night,
next
So,
week.
Good night.
so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night.
Good night, fuck boys.
Fuck boys.